Calendar year. Better late than never, don't you think?
Hi.
A lot of stuff has happened so far this year. We've had the release of Legacy of Destruction. The
Hi.
de Fleur has ended. And now
We're streaming. We're back. This is a new one. We haven't tried these ones yet.
It used to be Fire King Snake Eye all the time everywhere, but now there's upwards of 16 different decks.
So, yeah. How we going? It's Sunday. I'm streaming on a Sunday. That's rare, I know, right? We're watching some YCS today. Yeah. This is a bit of a different one. We haven't tried this one before. But yeah, basically, with all the stuff we've been having going on, I've been wanting to do some more YCS style kind of for a while now. I've tried this before, just like watching certain games. But I got off work today, and I'm like, I need to catch up on YCS Indianapolis. Let's turn the camera on. Anyway. I'm not running on much energy. It's a pretty low energy stream. It's a very Sunday roast stream.
About just the incredible spread of content we've been able to see across the dueling world. Again, this is the first time that a YCS has gotten to feature Legacy of Destruction decks, and I'm really excited to see, based on all the results we've seen across the world, what we're going to have. But you guys,
it is a shame that we don't have Farfa or anyone else. Look at the Master Duelist. Anyway, we don't care about this.
I think if we look at
we're going to be looking at the stuff we care about. First of all, let's talk about this for a second. We have a few things that we can talk about as we go here. This is one of them.
Really excited Wix. We haven't seen this video. It's arguably one of the best that I've ever seen produced.
Look at this shit. So this is the trailer for the World Championships. And let me hold on. Let me turn the speed up down. That's quality. Let me go back to neutral speed for a second. Oh, let's full screen this. What am I doing? This is sick. Showing every deck that's won Worlds represented. And then Duel Links, of course, releases, so we get to see the Duel Links decks and the TCG Worlds decks. Trickstar and Spellbook. Six Sam and Salad. And then, of course, last year, where we also have Master Duel now. Can I just quickly... I need to talk about this. This is cool, like, a lot of the stuff. This shot... These three decks representing 2023 altogether. I'm covering Kit Close. This goes so hard. Like... Odd... Boral and Dragon. Odd Eyes Raging Dragon. And Tearlament's Kit Close representing. So good. They could have easily picked Crystal Wing as well instead of Odd Eyes. Yeah, but I get why they didn't. I understand why they didn't. It's, Odd Eyes, of course, was like the headliner.
YGO, Legacy of Destruction. To fulfill my promise to the Pharaoh, I'll need an unparalleled new strategy. I won't accept anything less than...
Oh my god, Dan Green still does voice acting. Anyway. Let's go, where's round one's feature match? There we go. Let's jump into round one's feature.
In terms of what they can use, but I think Raymond's deck is really well built here, so I'm excited to see how it performs against Samuel.
Around for quite a while.
What do we have? We have Raymond D versus Samuel B. Okay, we'll jump in. Let's actually watch the
Who goes
games.
first here?
Labyrinth versus Branded.
It looks like we haven't even hit the dice roll, so Samuel's gonna roll it out on the table there. That looks like an 8's gonna beat it.
I think it was an 8 versus a Snake Eyes.
So one of the things with the labyrinth-based strategy is, of course, the ability to play on your opponent's turns with cards like Areas, Coup Clock, Stoby Torby, etc. So it'll be interesting to see how Labyrinth lines up against this Chimera strategy.
I'm taking a moment there to just assess his plays. Looks like we're seeing a couple of starters there and some great trap cards. It looks like Samuel's going first, actually, so we are going to go ahead and start with Nightmare Apprentice.
Okay. This is very much Illusion Branded.
Nightmare Apprentice is a great new card from Legacy of Destruction. Certainly reminds you of Apprentice Illusion Magician, but has such a wide access to a variety of cards for the Illusion strategy, and it just shows you how powerful this
Illusion is literally like a modern DM sort of archetype, but it's just not quite there yet for me to be interested in playing it.
Illusion's really starting to become its own deck, but playing it with the Chimera stuff feels good. So we're going to go ahead and add that Chimera-friendly card, the Mirror Sword Knight from the decks of the hand.
Yeah, a card like Mirror Sword Knight is an integral part of this deck strategy. Anytime that the illusion-based strategies get to open Mirror Sword Knight, it really increases the ceiling of their opening play. And now adding 3 copies of Nightmare Apprentice, brand new card out of Legacy of Destruction, allows you now to continually see access to that Sword Knight on the opening turn with higher degrees. So it really, I think, adds a huge element to this strategy.
It's kind of what makes Illusion so powerful is that it just doesn't go away. It looks like we're going to respond with Arias here, discarding it to activate its effects, and setting that Dharma Cannon.
Okay.
So as I mentioned before, even though the Labyrinth strategy did not win the die roll, the ability to play on the opponent's turn with a collection of trap cards, like as you just mentioned a moment ago, Destructive Karma Cannon, gives it a unique capacity that some strategies don't necessarily have.
It looks like we're going to try to chain that Dharma Cannon to the summon of the Mirror Sword Knight. The Mirror Sword Knight has its own quick effect, tributing itself
Yeah,
to add that
tributes.
big Baphomet from the deck to the hand, or excuse me, special summon it. But looks like it's time for the cannon, so we're going to be flipping these monsters.
Yeah, so
face
summon.
down.
We get set.
Very popular card now, and certainly a great choice by Raymond because
Surely we can go
it's
time
so
and a
many
half
different
here.
decks, because there's so many link-based decks right now. As long as it flips up the face down, those link monsters will stay in attack mode and get sent to the graveyard.
It also lines up really well against the 10-pie strategy.
It does. Yes, it's a way you can blank battle phase.
Samuel here is looking at his extra deck.
Little Duel Academy lesson there. As a reminder, you're not going to be able to link with
Yeah,
face down
you
monsters,
can't
so it
link
looks like you're
face
set one
downs.
and possibly passing. Oh, there we go. So off to Raymond's turn.
I think that was a cross-out designator, which unfortunately for Samuel is not going to line up very well. Raymond is playing, looks like Nibiru.
Yeah, this is full combo for Lab here. We're gonna Torvi. What was the get of Torvi?
But certainly none of the engine cards out of Raymond's deck will line up against that cross-out designator.
The Cross-Out Designator as a main deck card is certainly powerful when you've got a format where people are running about the same stuff in terms of answers, but when you run into one of those decks that has its own special branded answers, in this case Labyrinth, it doesn't really work as well.
Yeah, Lab's not gonna be. Crossout's kind of dead here.
That's, of course, the most ideal
Ariana,
out of
let's
Raymond's
go.
strategy. It's been universal in all of the Labyrinth variations.
The discard was the dogmatic of punishment.
Labyrinth certainly got a lot of life left in it. Great set that it came out of, but I do think we're going to continue to see it as Fiend monsters are set to be pretty good this year.
Lab's such a fun deck. I could never play it in paper though. I'm not big brained enough.
For the field spell here, the Labyrinth. Oh,
No. What are we debating with here?
So really
There's a
for
welcome.
Raymond to clear out Samuel's monsters.
We need a
especially
welcome.
Baphomet, because you don't want it to pass back to Samuel's turn and allow him to utilize that for a fusion summon.
Yeah, we got to get that
You can allow him
Baphomet
to
off the
special summon
board.
illusion back from the graveyard, so Raymond is incentivized to clear out. Looks like he got one of the Labyrinth traps here.
Go to Droll.
Roll and Lockbird.
Now, interesting though, Labyrinth has a lot of ways to get rid of monsters, but Illusion doesn't really care where those cards end up. The Chimera monsters have ways to get monsters back.
We're
from the
asking
bench,
Judge something
graveyard,
here.
utilize resources from the
Okay,
hand.
what's the hand?
So,
Imperm,
though
welcome.
he's pushing back, it's going to be really interesting to see this
What's
long
Baphomet's
run into very
defense?
resilient decks.
It is unfortunate for Samuel there, drawing a Droll and Lockbird. That's a card that historically has not lined up especially well against Labyrinth-based strategies.
Labyrinth loves to add, and Droll Lockbird says no. But looks like we're going to go ahead and French there, take a little bit of life point damage. Just 200 off the top. Unfortunately, the defense of that big wing Baphomet is just a little too big.
Looks like here we have a ultimate rare copy of Big Welcome Labyrinth activated here in
Okay,
the phase.
big welcome is good.
Needed to attack into that Baphomet because he was unaware of what the defense points were. I mean, you know, Chimera is a relatively popular deck in the grand scheme of things. However, the intricacies about, for example, the defense points of a monster.
Well, are we doing that so
Chimera
we
defense
can
things that he might
get the pop off
So we need
Ariane?
to see the defense strength of the Baphomet before he commits here to the lovely Labyrinth play off of the Big Welcome Labyrinth.
One of those two
Lovely,
cards that could
sorry.
play where anime knowledge would have helped you.
Certainly.
But jokes aside, let's get back into it here as we see the lovely Labyrinth at the field.
And Stoby Torby now is special summoned back from the graveyard.
Get Torby. So what's the hand? Ariane, Imperm, welcome.
And it looks like
We're gonna
he's going
pop
to
the back
send
row.
cross-out designators. We commented on that cross-out designator.
I mean, I guess we can. It's still battle phase. We just beat over the Baphomet.
Samuel will end up siding out heading into game 2.
Now, interesting, did not choose to use the Cross-Out Designator, which can be a heads-up play for the Illusion deck. It can banish something
Yeah.
and get it back later.
You also can use the card to slim cards out of your deck just
Yeah.
in general.
It would have been nice as like a little
Cards you don't necessarily want
a
to
little
draw out of
foolish
your deck.
burial
Now,
there.
that means that every card in this deck is still a good card, but after that monster left the field, let's see what happens next.
Yeah, so the lovely Labyrinth doesn't target, so you would have to activate that preemptively, so I guess you kind of have to weigh the value of increasing your draws versus allowing your opponent to destroy another card on the field.
Ah, that is true. She'd
Yeah.
find her way in no matter what.
Okay, we set the Labyrinth from deck. It's using Torby. And we have Imperm and we have Welcome. Very strong here from Raymond. We reset the Dogmatic Punishment too. And then we flip the Labyrinth in main phase 2. And man, yeah. I don't know what Samuel does here.
Lucia gets it going pretty fast, so Sam draws for turn.
Unfortunately, it looks like he's holding what looks like a Ghost Ogre and a copy of Infinite Impermanence that he just drew. Two cards that don't line up especially well against the Labyrinth-based strategies. Just one of the
yeah, that does nothing.
some of those cards, you know,
we go to game 2. Yep, that's correct, yeah.
However, in general, the hand interactions don't typically line up incredibly well.
Okay, that's game 1 for Raymond. Ooh, oh, we got a bit of a peek at the side there.
At this point, the game's not going to line up very well if Impermanences typically only go to that very first interaction.
Okay, let's skip the side and let's go to game 2.
Really seeing that, our bounty duelist really just be, oh, just
in terms of what may give Samuel
excuse me.
Going first, but if prioritized, and especially with a card like Nightmare Apprentice, I think it's a little bit more likely that you'll be able to access Innkeeper.
I feel like that might be the thing we haven't.
Samuel's taking quite some time siding here.
Something like the room of Karma Cannon on.
Really good to see that we are going into game 2 now of YCS Indianapolis here, day 1.
YCS Indianapolis here.
Samuel chose to go first.
Man, crazy that like the biggest event in Indianapolis was on last weekend, and then this is on this weekend. How good was the Indy 500? What a race.
Sword Knight's quick effect upon the normal summon. That way he would be able to lock in the Sword Knight's effect as Chainlink 1, and then even if Raymond used that the Rumor Cannon, because Chainlink 1 was the Sword Knight, the Burfinite would hit the field post Karma Cannon.
You're right.
And then the effect would trigger and allow him to search. So that's one kind of maybe misstep that we saw in that first game. It'll be interesting to see if he can navigate this particular game. He's
okay,
again here,
Apprentice. Discarding the Imperm. That's rough. Why? I'm surprised we discarded an Imperm there.
Maybe the Cornfield Quaddle to discard it, then to get the Mirror Sword Knight. Kind of load up the graveyard with illusions first.
Interesting to see still cross out.
Yeah, we're getting Cornfield.
Maybe he thinks there's something, or maybe he really is going to banish it and just didn't choose to for the reasons you mentioned earlier, because the lovely Labyrinth could get it anyway. But yeah, the Crossout Designator is still there, so one of the cards did come in and out.
Okay, Corn effect. Corn gets Blade, a Burfament. Was that Gazelle? That's Burfament. That's Gazelle, I think.
Which is just about the only card that it lines up with favorably here.
Raymond taking a deep look into Big Wing Burfament this time, maybe memorizing its attack and defense points there, or just overall its effect if he doesn't have anything.
That is Burfament.
It does look like Raymond's sizing up to, no, gonna go ahead and pass there. Commentator's curse.
Interesting.
Yep, so now he's gonna be able to add a level 5 Fiend monster, or a Chimera Fusion, which is presumably more likely.
Yep.
Looks like the Butler has been dropped down by
train the Butler.
Ooh, a dimensional barrier.
Ooh, that's tough.
That's...
Yeah, that's one of the inherent disadvantages of playing a deck like Chimera. It's just the viability of dimensional barrier being in so many decks this weekend because of the rise of Tentai.
D-Barrier is in an interesting place at the moment. It's a card that I have very horrible opinions on because particularly its release during Pendulum, during Arc 5 in particular, where it was just an insane card.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Okay. Okay, definitely showed us the Dual Academy secrets there. Sam
oh.
Designator to banish his own Dimensional Fissure to make sure that that does not resolve because the effect will be negated.
So he sided in a barrier.
The discard of the Infinite Impermanence.
Hey, that's why they're up on the stage.
Wow.
I don't want to say surprising is not necessarily the right word because obviously Labyrinth can play on the opponent's turn with trap cards, but typically you see Crosslight Designator in the deck for going second into an established spell trap card zone, as opposed to here, of course, under these unique circumstances, it's not inconceivable that a Labyrinth deck would actually be able to
Chainlink 4 Burfament.
Opening turn, which we actually see here. So it's really interesting to see the value here of the Crosslight Designator.
Oh no, this is the Chimera Fusion.
Very rare to actually see that sequence, but it's going to open up now Samuel to do all of the various things that his Chimera strategy was unable to do in that first game.
I have to wonder if that was just spur of the moment.
We get the Chimera.
Has been playing against a lot of Labyrinth back at home just to know how to do that. So we're getting the full complement here of the different effects, and only on Chainlink 4 was...
That is a whole hand of traps from Raymond. So we're relying on that Butler a fair bit here.
Now, what illusion to add here, though?
Sword?
Stellar first turn, though, really putting Raymond to task here.
No, probably not Sword. No, okay, Sword, yeah.
I know, and against Labyrinth, it's a deck that can sometimes find itself with very few cards in hand just because of how many inherent discards. And if you can cut the engine off, over time, the engine will just rebuild with the furniture pieces like Chandelier and Clock and Stubby Target. But if you cut them off where they've committed a lot of cards in their hand, but they haven't reestablished the hand presence, you can actually outright win because of that. And having that additional send during the end phase is going to be huge.
It looks like Chimera's going to fly right out of this maze this time.
The Chimera Fusion added back to the hand. That multiple turn effect.
Interesting.
Decide where to go next. Already a strong presence on the board and off to a much better start than the first duel.
Yeah, this is much better for Samuel.
Now we're really seeing
okay, but Link 2.
Newly released Nightmare Apprentice
what's the Link 2 here?
Mirror Sword Knight so frequently is a huge benefit to this strategy.
SP? Yeah.
going to SP Little Knight, certainly still a popular card. And I guess there were some late monsters there just in case the Dimensional Barrier did resolve and cancel out fusions. But certainly just a much stronger start and has various tools in the graveyard there as well, with Quaddle being down there. So just have to see how Raymond's able to get into the game. Obviously, taking that first win, not going to be a big deal. He can always go into game 3.
That one card, if we can get anything, Chimera will win. Going to
I'm going to use a die to randomly decide which card the Chimera is going to go ahead and send
From Raymond Dye's hand.
from Raymond Dye's hand.
Yeah.
Ah, die.
Okay.
This looks like that was a Dogmatica punishment.
Yeah, it is indeed a punishment.
Dogmatica punishment.
No, I didn't see much of the rest of the hand. He's definitely... What's that?
There's a lot of different
It's a
things you can do.
rollback is one of them, and what's the other one? I think a big welcome. I think it's rollback and big welcome.
Has a copy of, I think there's a big welcome labyrinth in his hand, but I can't quite make out the other card in his hands.
Pretty sure it's rollback.
Now drawing for turn.
Another copy of
Another-
Dogmatica punishment.
I guess that didn't feel so bad.
Yeah. Cycles that well.
Welcome labyrinth, and a Dogmatica punishment.
A lot of traps, but not necessarily those helpful little labyrinth monsters to get things going.
What are we doing here?
And unfortunately, with the Chimera fusion
We're
set,
tributing
it's tough to get through this.
to set
We'll see.
the big welcome so we can activate the...
To enable him
Oh,
to
it's a
activate
regular
the
welcome.
turn that it is set.
Okay, so big welcome and welcome were the two cards. Okay, it wasn't rollback.
So that's a huge advantage point there. If Labyrinth can keep the Butler on the field throughout the duration of the opponent's turn, you can use its on-field effect to allow you to activate a normal trap card the turn that it's set, and then immediately bring it back to the field. So it's not often that the Butler just remains
Okay,
there
so
during
now we make the
duration
big
of the
Chimera.
turn, but we actually saw that interaction here.
This one's really good if I remember.
Butler's the only one helping out right now, but let's see what other monster comes out of the labyrinth.
Probably Ariane, right? Or do you want to get a furniture into rotation?
Another chance. And just like we were saying, every card here is Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast because they've got that great name change effects. Sort of rifling through here, trying to figure out what the next option is. Again, you certainly have a little bit of confidence having that one game. You do have a game. to
Yeah,
lose,
okay,
but You don't
lovely.
want to have too much of time lost on the clock because then you're down to the wire. We may have to decide this on a life point photo finish.
It's too bad that Samuel doesn't have Sinkeeper in the graveyard, because being able to banish the Chimera to special summon it from the graveyard could really set up quite well against the Labyrinth strategy.
Really could, but looks like we're going to use Master Tao the Chancer. Get the
Oh.
Illusion family out now. So it's going to go ahead and grab an Illusion monster from the graveyard here. So again, Illusion really starting to
Nice.
feel like a full deck. If you've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh since time immemorial, you remember when Warriors and Dragons first started. to
Yeah,
come together.
like Samuel's apparently unbranded. I have yet to see a branded card in the entire deck.
Field yet again. Because it is a quick effect, of course, we'll be able to see the effect used here on Raymond's turn.
I would skip this duel, but nah.
Take it again, just,
I'm kind of, this is a cool matchup.
And it's not, Chimera is good. It's just not a deck that we're seeing at every single table the way we're seeing other, very popular decks. So it does take a moment to just kind of wrap your head around the fact that these monsters are practically immortal.
And he has the interaction here of negating an effect because he controls Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast.
Passing that name tag around.
But that is an effect that would have worked from the graveyard as well. It just happens to be on the field, but he'll be able to utilize his Mirror Sword Soul to summon from the deck and then utilize the effect in the graveyard. So because he put it on the field, it doesn't necessarily stop him from having those multiple points of interaction.
It looks like we're going to go ahead and pull. Oh, no activated effects here. Okay, so
Okay.
a little ahead of ourselves there. Arias is going to go ahead and get rid of the Baphomet there. Without activating the effects, that SP Little Knight has nowhere to go, so it'll go back to the graveyard.
Yep.
So Raymond going back to the Dimensional Barrier with the lovely effect there to set it. Of course, that sort of trap relay is very powerful. We're going to try to grab something that we need here, but that is a really tall order. When you think about it again, you would have to have at least 2 quick effects to be able to get a fusion off, given the fact that we've got the Dimensional Barrier set. It is just waiting, and may glitch this game out for Raymond.
Yeah, it's really impressive. I think a lot of this goes back to the ability for Butler to remain on the field for the duration of Samuel's turn so that he could use the effect on field and get it back so that he could attack over 2 monsters. Now that he's established lovely with Dimensional Barrier, it's going to be pretty tough. As you mentioned, you're going to need multiple quick effects to be able to play through the Dimensional Barrier effect.
Now, Raymond's got an impressive monster lineup, but the funny thing is, we didn't really see that much. He just had the one he needed, and he's been powering through since then.
Yeah, one of the advantages, though, of the Chimera strategy is there's quite a bit of recursion from the graveyard through some of their banishing effects. Chimera we see here being able to banish to summon back the big Baphomet.
Now, it's going to be a little difficult there because the Dimensional Barrier is known. So if you attempt to use any of those Fusion Monsters effects, well, it's not going to be a pleasant time for you since it will be negated.
Still has that Ash Blossom. I wonder if you just used the Ash Blossom on the Welcome Labyrinth, what the makeup of this game would have looked like.
The road not taken effectively. Now it looks like we're actually moving on to the end phase here. Just going to cut the deck pass, and now we're going to go to Sam's turn.
All relying on the back row.
Now we get to see what few cards we're holding on to. Looks like Ash Blossom, a Chimera Fusion,
Oh.
a Coatl, and I believe a good
Surprised we
Spell.
didn't ash
So a lot of
the
starters,
big
but starters that go
welcome.
towards Fusion when you know the Fusion may be
Yeah, the
on the ropes.
welcome, not the big welcome. Okay, Corn.
So discard the Quaddle to go ahead and add something that mentions Chimera Fusion. Here comes
Corn
another
gets
Sword
sword.
Knight. Might be able to get just enough through, but I feel like at this point Samuel may be delaying the inevitable instead of being able to advance through that armada of trap cards.
Especially because we know there's Dimensional Barrier. I'm trying to work through a way of navigating the actual Dimensional Barrier.
That's be a backseat driver, right? But when you see a card that powerful, you do have to wonder, okay, we know you're still in this duel, but how are you going to get that done?
When the barrier is D.
Again, that's a gorgeous Cornfield Quaddle. Certainly a very powerful monster. We have a discardable Surge. It also has an activated effect of the Grave. It's just really, really neat that Illusion cards got started off just very strong.
So here he gets, I believe now, his second copy of Chimera Fusion in hand. So now he has 2 copies of Chimera Fusion. The problem is, though, even though he might be able to actually put a fusion on the field, its effects are still going to be negated, because if they try to activate him, the resolution after the Dimensional Barrier has been activated, it's not going to do anything. So he's accumulated 2 copies about Quick Play, as we were commenting on that he needed. But even if he's able to put a fusion on the field, the effect's not going to activate. So he needs to put a fusion on the field that will do enough that on the following turn, when Dimensional Barrier is no longer active, he's still in a reasonable position, which I'm not sure he's going to be able to do throughout with Raymond's additional spell and trap cards.
Well, looks like we've changed to attack mode. We may be trying to go in, not worrying about our effects anymore because we know that's going to be an uphill battle.
Well, I can
Samuel thinking about whether or not to respond to the Labyrinth.
I think he almost has to here use the Ash Blossom because it's also going to allow him to activate his Lovely Labyrinth.
So yeah, unfortunately he cannot use the effect of that Ash Blossom.
Oh, yes,
because
touche,
Lovely
yeah,
Labyrinth. Yeah, just checking with the judges there too.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we have them on stage to make sure all the rules are enforced fairly.
Yep.
It even just compounds not using Ash Blossom on the opening turn, that all of a sudden now the card's just stuck in the hand.
And that might be the
Yep,
lesson we learned from
that's
this
the
duel
power of Lovely.
against Labyrinth. Maybe you do want to quickly activate those cards from the hand because you may not get a chance to later.
Yeah, that just compounds the issue here.
That's why she's lovely.
Having to be mindful of those illusions. Certainly just don't want...
It's one of the reasons why Ghost, Bell, and Ash have lined up really well against the Labyrinth strategy, because the protection or the inability to negate effects in the aftermath of these larger Lovely and Lady Labyrinths hitting the field makes it so that all of a sudden it almost feels like a snowball effect. So utilizing Ash and Ghost Bell as early as possible on cards like Big Welcome and Welcome Labyrinth, depending of course on which one's been activated, are really important, because once you get into a game state like this, that Ash Blossom is going to likely sit in Samuel's hand for the rest of the game without being able to be used.
And that is what I mean when I talk about the Labyrinth deck being kind of nebulous. You don't realize how deep you're in until it's too late. You think, oh, I've got all these cards, I have all the answers, I'll be fine. But as you, well, get deeper and deeper into the catacombs there, you lose the ability to do anything in response. And so, yeah, if he had activated Ash Blossom, we may not be here. Maybe taking just a quick look there at what monsters to crash his monsters into. Looks like no response here.
Hmm.
Looks
Okay.
like he is crashing his Baphomet, the mythical king of Phantom Beasts, which will now allow him during his opponent's turn to banish it and special summon back out one of his Beast, Fiend, or Illusion monsters.
Here's the punishment on
Okay, so
the
here's Dogmatic Punishment. We can set
Gazelle.
illusion.
Yep, and then we get a set of trap using
Samuel thinking maybe
Lady.
something different, but has decided not to. He already verbally committed.
Set
to that
another
play, so that's what we're
welcome.
doing here.
Looks like he's
Set an
setting
Impam.
looking at Raymond's deck with a little bit more detail as he's electing not to play Transaction Rollback, a card that I think had a lot of hype.
Oh,
on
what?
strategies before its release.
It's still a cool card and still does a lot for the deck, but it doesn't work with every trap card that you may
Send
want to. So
Entis.
unfortunately, it may not have been
Entis
what it was
triggers.
before, but it's still very
Pops
powerful.
Baphomet. Ah, great combo.
So this is that snowball effect that we commented on, that once these normal traps start to get activated, now he's going to be able to utilize his Lovely Labyrinth to send a card. He's going to start resetting when it goes back to his turn. You have
Lovely
Welcome Labyrinth
resets
here,
the
Lovely Labyrinth
welcome.
Graveyard will eventually be an interaction as well, allowing him to return a card back to the opponent's hand. So this is really where the Labyrinth strategy, I think, compounds its advantage. And there's that Ash Blossom that we commented on. So I guess it wasn't going to stay in his hand for the duration of the game. There was an alternative way that it could find its way to the graveyard.
No, that Ash Blossom has been waiting this whole duel to take the hit. So it could go to the graveyard. All those other usable cards could actually stay. in
What
the
does
hand.
Samuel do
But
here?
still not looking
This
good.
is a losing
Unfortunately,
game.
Think about it. Samuel's field is now blank, but Raymond's field really is the same amount of cards, right? Still 3 face downs and still 2 great Labyrinth monsters there. So staring his opponent down proudly.
Just unfortunate, that Dimensional Barrier, because even with those 2 copies of Chimera Fusion, when he had monsters on the field, as we commented on, it just wouldn't have mattered, because in the resolution...
Where's the
all those Chimera
handshake?
Fusions
Come
into that
on,
card
you
can
got
be
nothing,
really not much- there's
Samuel.
really not much that he could be doing.
Okay, no,
So
we've got a
now
Chimera
he's
Fusion.
gonna have 3.
Oh, we got 2 Chimera Fusion in
Oh
hand.
dear. And those look strong, but unfortunately, maybe not what you're hoping for.
Yeah, with a D barrier in the back row, like, what does it do?
It's really funny now Raymond's calculating what these possibly be as we're sitting here knowing that the 3 copies of Chimera Fusion are set.
It is nice to have the Millennium Eye, just be able to see through your opponent's thoughts and know, wait a sec, those are bluffs. But this
Yeah.
isn't. We're going to go ahead and banish one Chimera of the Flying Wizard,
This
strive
was
for another.
really heads up. So what Raymond here is doing is he's activating this before the Chimera hits the field. That way there's no possible way of him being able to fusion summon, because with 1 card in hand, you're not going to be able to conduct a Chimera Fusion with only 1 card in hand. But if he got that second monster onto the field, now
Yeah,
you have
that's
second
the
monster, second monster on the
concede.
field, that would have allowed him to actually start to utilize some of these Chimera Fusions. So with that being said, we see
Oh, commentators died. Hope they get better.
shutting off all the Chimera
Ah, they're
Fusions
back.
on turn. Really heads up play there from Raymond.
just incredible stuff there. And again, a reminder, just like we were talking about, this is a very wide and diverse format. There are so many different decks you could be playing, whether you're, you know, rocking the fire strategies that we know are so popular, or really exploring.
This is so not fair. Look at how pretty this mat is.
Held on most weekends as well. And the beautiful monster that is featured on this game mat is none other than the newly released Saphira, Divine Dragon of the Voiceless.
Bad card,
Road to the World
but
Championship later this summer.
cool
Head
mat.
out to one of these regional qualifiers so you too can get your invite to the WCQs. But with that being said, we're going to take a look at the Duel Links 7 Worlds release. So stay tuned for not only our next feature match, but a look at Duel Links.
Yeah, it's funny. They revealed the
Back to the graveyard for every different attribute in my graveyard.
What was I trying to say? They revealed the World's Oceanic Championship, the Oceanic WCQ playmats. Got revealed. They're cool. Vanquish Soul and Imperm. The Imperm's really cool, actually. But that's for Top Cut only. But it's both reassuring and also sad. Because, of course, this is the Oceanic Championships I could have gone to as a participant after coming third in the OTS last year. The Vanquish Soul mat's cool. If it was, like, something... That's why I'm split. On one hand, I'm like, oh, cool mat. But I'm not super into it. So it's a good thing that I'm not going because I don't feel that beat up about it. At the same time, it'd be cool if it was something nice because then I'd be like, oh, man, I gotta buy one. I gotta buy one. Tell you what, Runic Sworn is really catching on, isn't it? Let's watch what this Voiceless player does here. I'd like to see. Okay, so we're gonna start with a normal Diviner. Diviner send the Trias. Immediately tribute Diviner for Trias. Diviner triggers here. That gets us low. A lot of thinking going on. Okay, barrier. Barrier effect. I'm definitely buying the sleeves, though. Oh, so we're in a Saphira here, actually. We haven't barrier effect yet, have we? If we did, I missed it. Okay. Immediately pop that Saphira. Tribute Trias. Summon the Skull Guardian. Decent play. Means we're not going for anything big with like a Chaos Angel or anything here. We want to be the safest as possible. Makes me think we have another Ritual coming. Okay. Skull Guardian's going to search another low. Is our objective to end on low, ritual? We didn't have another way to ritual summon. Ooh, a set. Ooh, that's it. That's it. That's a pass. Oh, you didn't have any more? No more gas in ya? Oh, Ed's not happy though. He threw his head in his hands. Okay, well he's got the fountain. That's gonna, we let that sit. Okay. No negate destroy coming there from Muhammad. Okay, we're gonna pop the barrier with I'm not sure what runic spell that is. We'll banish a bunch from the top of the deck. Nice secret rare Ash Blossom that looks like there. So a Skull Guardian negates live, but we've lost our battle and targeting protection. Another runic card coming down. I don't have the runic cards. Okay, there we're popping off the Skull Guardian. Do we have a third chain? No Chain Link 3. So it's 3 cards down. 3 left in hand for Ed. 3 cards in Muhammad's hand too, plus an unknown back row. Very well could be Radiance. If it's Radiance, though, are we just keeping it for the sake of bluffing? Ooh, Ash Blossom. That's good. Ready to play Plague? What? That's sick. Okay, we're going to normal the Plague with a Synchro Summon. This is a 6, I believe. What 6 do we make? Oh, Centurion. That's what that is, right? No, that's Triage. Triage Master. What was the set? What is that card? I can't tell what that is. There's not much here. If we have any way to get through, you can try to get damage here before we go anywhere near time. What are we doing? We're getting another fountain. I think that's Sleeping Curse. We're checking the grave. That's an interesting choice. So runic combo is just going. Got these runic wheels just keep spinning. We're Link 2ing here with runic. Make it SP. SP effect to banish low. And then set 1 pass. Is that it? No. What happened here? What happened to the SP? Oh, okay. We just went to battle, attacked the SP. Okay. I mean, that's a lot. That's decent damage. It's 20, 15 to 16. It's like 450 damage. Okay, we had the low in hand. Yes, this is why we couldn't SP, because if we normal the low here, we want a low effect, and then you just chain SP. You got enough damage you needed. Okay, there we go. There's the new one, the Blessing of the Voiceless Voice. Okay, this is really good now for Muhammad with the Blessing on field. Blessing effect, here we go! That gets us back barrier. Barrier effect. What do we search here? Saphira? Saphira is a good search. Don't know what the search was. Ooh, set 2. And pass. I guess, yeah. Whoa, ruler no more. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so that loses our effects and our negate. So that also means, oh, and then the lightning storm. Chain the radiance here. This pops. We're gonna look to, what are we doing? We're summoning or are we popping? Probably summoning. Okay, so we targeted back row. Call by was the last set. Why didn't we chain the call by just to get rid of one of the... Okay, Radiance effect must have been to summon, so we're summoning out another low, so back up low. Still 3 lows in rotation now. Now this low does have its effects. Oh, no, we do that so we get low, low gets barrier. That's good. Good way to play around the lightning storm there. Manipulating chain link. Because, of course, low happens in the next chain. Okay, we're going to summon the runic. Charge of the Light Brigade. Okay, the Sworn part's coming out. I'm not gonna lie, this runic turn take forever. Okay, that's a Coral. That's something to do with Dissipator. I'm gonna do a Saronir here. Okay, we added the Skull Guardian and the Barrier. I'm sorry, what is happening here? Okay. We lost a Sarvis at some point. That got banished. Okay, we make... Ah, this makes SP. Okay, we're just doing a little SP line. Now, we got chained. We got interrupted. That's the concede. Wow, the runic sworn got it. Wait, that's my guy's voice. That's my man.
Available now. 9 cards per pack, each pack sold separately.
Oh my god, it's my guy.
Secrets of the Snake Eye. YGO Age of Overlord. Swing into action.
He said the thing!
Of the Snake Eye.
I like how little actual impact on that that advert is put on Pendulum. It's like, hey, we have Snake Eye and we have King Sark.
As prepared as possible when a surprise comes in. Maybe your game plan is going to be thrown right
Okay, well, I sorry about this match. I know that Yavan here is playing Pearly because he has the best extra deck sleeves.
settling them in, again comfortable in their chairs, and we're going to begin with game number 1.
Game numero uno.
So die roll, high roll, I think that was a 10 to a 7.
All right, looks like King Tao's going to get to go first.
Whoa.
And as you can see,
Camera setting.
Pearly, and this is quite a
Oh my god, Shark!
Shark armored
Okay, Din is the one on Pearly. Yavan is on Shark.
Taking 6 cards at 6 cards or 3 cards? No, gotta be 6.
Yeah, extra for
When
6.
would you choose to go for 3 anyway? I mean, like, your hand
Not,
must be
not on
that
turn
good.
1. Not on turn 1. I'm digging all the way. So we've got my friend, Pearly, cross.
Ooh.
Another Cloud of Prosperity, and can't tell if that's Street.
We're getting the cross out.
Another
But,
my friend.
but from what I've seen, he just added the crossout designator.
Yeah, it's Street.
It was Street. I mean, this is very safe now with the crossout designator in hand.
Yep.
Street with Sleeping Memory. Pitching. Ooh, he's pitching the Black Goat Laughs. That could be devastating.
I mean, I haven't actually seen Dinkin Pham in action, but now we're going to see why he's been
Interesting.
hitting those top spots so consistent.
Pearl Lily hits the field.
Yep.
He's got my friend.
My friend. Mi amigo Pearly hits the board.
One of them adds to her hand.
Yes, 3, not 3 different Pearly cards, just any 3.
Anything.
So if you pick 3 of the same, it's guaranteed. Otherwise, it's random.
That's where the Forbidden Limitedness comes in to kind of mitigate that statistic.
Yeah, if you can only play 2, you can't guarantee. So Pearl Lily targets Sleepy Memory.
Okay, that makes us the plump.
And set card or an activation? Activation of Delicious. That's going to prevent that Pearly monster from being destroyed by battle. And he did use the effective chain and attach it as well.
Yep.
That gets Pearly out of the deck as well.
Let's say QCR Black Goat Laughs as well. Yep, now the material, that's 4 now.
One from battle is the Upper Lily Noir, and then we got the Street being protected from the
5.
All right, so 5 materials, both Sleepy Memories.
1 off a Noir.
Standby phase.
That's a fantastic setup. I mean, that's basically every single card that you want on the field.
Okay, let's see what you do here, Shark Boy. Now, Jade already told me apparently this guy plays very bad for what he should be doing.
That's Pearly Noir. That's going to draw another 2 cards because that's completely reset now.
Yeah.
So full hand, well, almost full hand. He's got 4 cards in hand.
That's perfect. And also, with over 5 materials, the Pearly Noir is not going to be affected by the opponent's activated card effects. Yeah.
Now this is important. He's going ahead and checking the text of the Black Goat Laughs. That can be banished from the graveyard. Name a monster, and it can't be special summoned except from the graveyard.
Ooh, that's going to be very limiting, I think. But we're going to see what the Shark player is going to be able to kind of pull off.
All right, so he starts by using Foolish Burial Goods on Ice Barrier.
Wow.
QCR Ice Barrier.
That's hard to read.
Both of these players are playing a lot of Rarity Collection cards. I mean, of course, with the Pearly got really upgraded in Rarity Collection 2.
They did.
And I can see he's already sporting it. And of course, Ice Bear is another card from Rarity Collection 1.
He's got the QC Ice Barrier
Yep.
too.
We're going to activate Ice Bear from the graveyard, banishing it.
Yep, banish Ice Barrier, that gets us the summon.
And that's going to throw Gamma Seal. And add Gamma Seal.
Okay, dump
Oh,
Gamma
wow,
Seal,
that's gonna
add
be able
Gamma
to get rid of the
Seal.
Pearly Noir. However, because that is an opponent's card, that is probably going to trigger off the My Friend Pearly. That's going to recover quite a few cards along the way. But I did not expect it to turn 1 Gamma Seal. Like a game 1.
Wow.
That's one of the advantages you get playing this deck. You can just throw a Gamma Seal in your deck. And
That's sick.
Being able to fetch is really, really strong. I mean,
Oh, that's really cool. Okay, what do we got in hand? I can see even more. The Ready Fusion, that's awesome.
now I think what you want to do here, if you're Javon, is that you probably
Okay, we're committing with the 10
probably
year.
just have to try to win right now.
Not 10.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's a
that's
lot of
10 year.
advantage. Well, with the 4 cards,
Is it? I can't tell some of these shark
five
cards
phase,
from the
now we're treating
distance.
at 3 additional cards. If we go back to the Pearly turn, it's going to be a massive turn that could potentially just secure the game.
Okay, Ready Fusion.
So we've got, I believe that's Tiny Spirit Chthana,
Summon the fish.
Ready Fusioning Rare Fish. So that's 2 level 4 water monsters on the field.
Now we're going to
Yep, make an
overlap
XCs.
for
That's
Shark.
Bahamut
He
Shark.
also know his favorite card.
Okay, yeah, now we're Black Goat laughing. No.
Yeah, that would be pretty iconic. That's pretty iconic. I mean, some people mislead people with their favorite card, but they actually play it. But we're having that opportunity where they can actually both play their favorite card. Cue an animation.
Are we Black? Yeah, okay. We got Black Goat laughs here.
You cannot
The
activate
totally
the
awesome.
Black Goat Laughs. Now, if Dinka has the excellent cards and that could disrupt Javon, that could be huge.
Yeah,
I mean, you can still Bahamut. Why are we still playing this card?
Princess.
All right.
Activate
So
Banish for cost.
Banish for cost. Gets you around things like Imperm.
Buzzsaw,
Okay, then we got
Fire,
Buzzsaw.
the
There we
entire
go. We got Circular. We got Shark Circular. In
Will we-
rotation.
This one goes through. I've got my doubts.
I mean, the strongest card has already been removed from the field. that's really good. Without the
This gets ashed
getting
every day.
bottom decking everything.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, Valor, same thing.
Kind of unreasonable to believe that none of those 4 cards would be some kind of interaction. But we'll see if he can go forward from here.
Javon does have a copy of.
He's got the talents.
Yeah, he's got the talents in hand. Drawing 2. That is going to be okay.
That makes it 2 more cards.
Everyone's just drawing cards.
He's got another Betuneful.
Oh, no.
That's brutal.
That's unfortunate.
That's really tough.
He drew cards that he already used. I don't know how much further we're going to move on with this turn.
He needs 1 more monster.
We're going to attack over the Gamma Seal. With
Okay.
the Bahamut Shark.
Surprised we're not Bahamutting here. I know we can't get Toad, but like...
Early with the Bahamut, the Buzzsaw Shark.
Yes. Now,
Oh, we're gonna make a Zeus.
he is, I think, locked into waters, though, so he can't actually play Zeus. He could,
Yeah.
I believe, go for the rest of the Armored Exceeds line.
Yes!
At least try to. The fives will-
Detach 2, summon the torpedo.
From there.
So we are going to the 5.
Ah, no, okay, we're gonna do it this way.
It does provide
Why?
cards if you do manage to resolve the effect. But it doesn't do anything here. And most of the Armor Exceeds cards, if you guys don't know them very well, if you equip cards onto these monsters, they will have additional effects that come with.
Now, the rank 3 and the rank 5 monsters that are both from Age of Overlord, when you turn them into equip spells, they also have effects. For example, inflicting double damage, being able to attack twice, things like that. So you could kick out a huge amount of damage with this deck in a very small amount of time.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's happening here. We were kind of forced into the current position due to the amount of cards that Dinka drew. Wow, what a draw. A Pearly.
That's hard. Like, that's a 3-mat armor
I feel like
fortress.
this one's probably not going super well for Yvonne.
Wait, he has a talent in hand. Why are we using that?
Well, Rivalry Warlord revealed nothing to add.
He Valored.
Early. You're going to be paying 500 for the effect of my
Ah.
the cards. Get the Delicious, if we are able to into Happiness. That's a lot of damage for me. It's going to be pretty memory.
And you see there you go.
This is just a win for Pearly. Let's just wrap up game 1. Okay, Yvonne, you're going first this time. He's playing 1 for 1.
Plan where you want
Yeah.
God. Compared to Jaden's Sharkless, nah. Jaden's Sharkless is way better.
Is it the best card to go for because it does set you with the water monster?
Okay, Foolish Barrel Goods. You can do the Ice Barrier.
The Ice Barrier. You could technically also put full Armored Exceeds in there, so that you could, right away use the Banish effect to equip something.
Yep.
But we aren't at that point.
Nah, we're not, that's way better late game.
We're going to be met with a Jordan Lockbird? That's another question.
Ooh, okay.
We got some shark cards in action now.
I think that is...
Is it a Crystal Shark?
Crystal Shark.
Hmm.
Crystal Shark?
Oh no, this is the reveal one, especially some of the other one. That was different.
Yeah, Crystal Shark and Life Leash. I think.
I think I need to confirm. And we
Oh.
have a chain of Minai Ruka. Lots of interesting fish cards here. I mean, these are the surprise matchups that you don't really expect.
The Ruka's
You gotta
cool.
take your quick time to read the cards and kind of move on from it.
They're always so slow on the card
There's a lot of them.
showcases.
And he's won his first match as well.
So they're going to overlay. We're going to go for the Bahamut Shark.
You know what? This is the fishboard, the harpooner.
This is the Harpooner. It is a card that he runs 3 of. He runs 3 copies of the Burial Goods. I'm assuming that's just to get consistency to throw the Ice Barrier into the graveyard to get the turn start. It's like how many decks want to play 3 copies of a certain card. Very simple.
Why do we turn the Bahamut into Armor Fortress? Like, that one works, because you detach 2, and now you get to search your 2. This is good. You get the Armor Fortress, you get the Armor Xyz and the full Armor Xyz.
So Armored Exceeds lets you equip something from the graveyard onto one of your Exceeds monsters, which changes its attack to the equip card's attack, and gives it another effect that lets you send the equip to attack a second time.
Okay, detaching 1 effect, getting 2 cards. We know that's always good for you.
It's pretty good.
This is a very fishy deck. I'm sorry. I just had to go there.
Shaking my head, man. it's too early for this.
Now, what are we going to do here? Are we going to be setting the full armor, or do we have a way to get it into the grave? We haven't Ice Barriered yet.
So you have 2 options here. You could go straight to there. You could sit here and set
What's the last card in hand?
opponent's turn using full Armored Exceeds.
Yeah, we Ice Barrier now.
Or you use Crystal Zero Lancer first.
This
to
gets
then
you
have
Buzzsaw. No, okay, we're getting a
Obviously, that
bit.
one you have to do right now,
Abyss?
have
Yeah,
monsters.
Abyss Shark.
One of the more difficult part about playing a deck that your opponent doesn't know, they're going to ask to read your cards a lot. And that could actually drain into the timer.
Yes.
But that's why both players have to be playing at a reasonable pace. Because you can't just be, I want to reread your card over and over and over again. You might be, in the range of getting a slow play if that does occur.
Yeah, now he's got the level 5 shark there, the Abyss Shark.
Yeah, so we have Abyss Shark here.
Yeah, That card is great.
That card is amazing.
Shark.
Funny enough, both of these
So
decks
there
are-
is the Crystal Zero Lancer.
Ooh, the Duel Saga too.
It's like every card behaves like a Zeus, or you can think of them kind of like Zodiac.
It is a little similar.
It's very similar to those two decks.
All right, so full armor Dark Knight Lancer.
Ah, the
This is kind of the
QCR.
that's gonna do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I agree. Dark Knight is such a cool card.
Material doesn't target.
Oh.
So we can just
So cool. Look, the QCR even as well.
for each material on it and each equip card that it has.
That's really good.
So you get an extra material on it this way.
Hey, wait. The guy on top's playing Jaden's deck, and Jaden texted me, and he's like, yeah, the guy who played Sharks, he does not play it very good. I agree. Jaden's way better.
Graveyard.
The guy on top, he's playing the same deck Jaden
Except
plays.
for the Abyss Shark.
Sharks.
All of his monsters are water.
Who's
You can summon it.
That's the deck. It's a bunch of fish.
Why is it called shark?
Because you play a bunch of sharks. They're sharks.
So many cards onto the field.
It's
So he did
fish.
use both materials in this case because he had
The deck I'm learning at the moment that I'm trying to like iron down and get really good at is a bunch of virtual animals like
Why
robot.
is it not
It almost feels
playing
like a little
good?
mini
Because
soul
you've got a
charge
bunch of
attached
cards
to
down,
It's
and
a
that
strong
card doesn't
strategy.
have a
You
single
can see
card.
why
so
you
I
would
think
bring the
it's-
strategy.
He's not doing the combos well. He's doing better this turn. Second Bahamut's pretty cool actually. Two
Okay,
toads.
goodbye.
Okay, hello. Do you want to talk to me? Do you want me to?
Too.
Yeah, why not?
Well, that's
I
the
was
reality
just-
of the situation right now. The second toad is hit the field.
Omni negation.
No, I don't need you. I was just coming to annoy you.
Oh, you don't need me?
Spells, trap cards, nothing is safe. And don't forget, token technically take that card and set it onto the field.
All right, so one of these set cards is the full armored Xyz.
Yeah, obviously. He needs the full armored Xyz.
Alright.
No interruptions here from
This
Din.
one now. On the main phase. Oh.
Ah!
No more.
Absolutely brutal.
However,
Absolutely brutal.
it's not the end of the world here. Now, there's no damage going through, but the disruption is going to be huge.
So he can exceed
Yeah.
summon, probably using.
Oh,
Droplet.
to chain to it, paying the cost for that.
All
That's
right.
going to turn off the Pearly,
So
which is
he's gonna
huge.
get Pearly. He left those cards behind, so he can see summon with them. He's gonna go ahead and.
Ah,
put
we're gonna make
Stealth
Kraken.
Number 4, Stealth Kraken.
So you can use the Abyss Shark as different levels as long as you're using it for a number monster.
So now we have a disruption, which could end up destroying more cards onto the field. And with the Pearly already negated, that's not going to turn into any of the Epirellies or E-Pearlies. And
That's
everything
pretty
is up-
clever. Because, yeah, you can't now use that Pearly for a Link summon.
It's a quick effect, too, which is huge. Non-target.
All right. So unfortunately, the Dark Knight Lancer is negated.
Yeah, that part is...
Yeah.
The Kraken is still live.
So, essentially, the Stealth Kraken is answering the follow-up to the play. And the problem is you can't pass turn leaving 2 toads on the field. That's so dangerous.
But that's the thing. The full armor Xyz lets you play around specifically Dark Ruin No More in this situation.
Yeah.
And we're going to see a Sleeping Memory. We're going to see a discard that's going to summon out another Pearly onto the field. And that one, of course, not being once per... Well, not technically once per turn. It's going to activate.
We'll see if it hits. If it misses,
Oh!
it misses.
Oh!
That is rough.
It misses, and Javon is still in it.
Bad cat.
With 2 level 1s, you can still get another
Not
play
you, I love
reaction.
you.
but it's so dangerous with that.
Link's
Stealth
just
Kraken
chilling
on
with
the
me
field.
now.
So we're gonna activate my friend. My friend effect is gonna pay 500 life points to get a 3-card reveal. And one of those cards is gonna be added to hand. We're gonna get delicious.
Delicious.
Are we getting into triple delish?
Okay, triple
Delish?
delish.
Oh no, happy. Happy?
Ah, okay.
Triple happy.
If it was triple delicious, we'd have a problem.
Yeah, that would be a very big issue. No, it was happy.
What are we thinking here? What are we gonna do if we're Din?
I mean, the pressure
game
is on right
up.
now with 2 toads, Bahamut Shard.
The
400
only
damage-wise,
interruption
we don't have
on the
enough.
board at the
Destruction-wise,
moment.
we have
There was
one
2
version.
technically.
Dinka does not.
No, just the
hand,
one
so-
actually.
So is he playing around cards in hand? But
Stealth Kraken's really all to worry about because you're not gonna use the full armored Xyz.
we're gonna use the effect of Pearly.
We do have the armor Xyz in hand still. What's the other card? It's a monster. Oh, Remora.
Now there's no game-breaking damage when it comes to inside because of course the Dark Ruler no more.
Yeah.
So he could clear the field, though.
He uses it to gain a ton of advantage, just constantly attacking with the
Yeah,
hand.
battle damage
Then
is
he can wait for the
halved.
cards and just kind of play through it that way.
Happiness.
Now, you gotta use the Kraken in the main phase.
So we are going to use. It does not target. This is huge. This is going to destroy that Pearly.
Yep.
And there's also damage that comes through.
That's the Kraken.
Half the attack that it had on the field.
I believe that's 2,000. So the life gain from Pretty is now gone. Of course, my friend's going to add back 3 spell cards, and we're
Yep.
going to continue the game.
Probably the best place to use Kraken there, not gonna lie.
This is an interesting position. I'm wondering how Dinka's going to kind of clear off those toads. If those toads, I believe, is a very crucial part here, where if they are left on the field, there's not much.
Yeah, you need to clear the toads.
And don't forget, even if they are like negated right now, if they're sent to the graveyard, you could add back water monsters.
Toads what? 2100
It's a very
attack?
effective full armor Xyz to think about.
That's
If
right.
you start taking out these Xyz monsters, that becomes live, and you can then equip one onto something else to make it huge and win a battle that you wouldn't otherwise.
Oh, that's right. Activate. We're going to go for Happy again. Oh, that's unfortunate. He does not know the stats of the spawn. I believe it's the same as the Stealth Kraken. Happy is not.
Yeah,
large enough to
spawn
attack
stats
towards
are the
the,
exact
Holy
same.
Monster, but we are going to make
It's 19-2.
Sleepy Memory activated. He's going to attack
Okay.
into it. Get his own monster destroyed.
Yes, he used the Sleepy, but he forgot that he had used it already.
Yeah.
So we got Pearly's back.
Okay.
Back to reveal.
What are we doing here? What is
And
Din's
he gets the
plan?
Pretty Memory from the reveal from the Pearly. Back going for Delicious. Delicious is going to summon out, of course, Plump.
We're not getting over
Now,
those.
does he have, like,
We're just
one more
making
spell play to
Noir.
make it even bigger?
I think he does. He did get that Pretty. But that... Yeah, there's no damage to the Sleepy Memory. The only damage that was dealt was through the Stealth Kraken doing the burn damage.
And he lost, he paid life points for my friend.
Yep. I mean, there is a way for Dinka to kind of clear out those toads, but will it be enough after the fact?
Not in main phase 2, there's not.
And
No.
like, if he's trying to attach materials onto the Plump and then overlay into the Early Noir, if you start detaching, eventually those toads are going to be live. But right now, it's the only time that they're not live due to the Dark Ruler no more. So we got preempted.
Yeah, you have to play everything now.
We're just going to be attaching materials.
So he's going to try to attach the Kraken here,
That clears out the Kraken.
Okay.
without destroying it as well.
Yeah, remember, all of the attached spell cards
Don't
offer
get the
additional effects
spawns.
onto the Pearly Xyz at the very top.
Now, did that target? Is that a targeting effect?
I don't think it
Nah, it's not targeting.
With information.
could be wrong. And now we go into
I'm back. There was dinner discussions that had to have been going on.
This one doesn't actually have a lot of materials attached to it.
Yeah, so
It doesn't
making a
have
7
7
mat
race safe number.
noir.
This is not 7. We are...
Sorry, it was a
How many
6 mat noir?
So what I was thinking about, whether or not it targeted, was whether or not you could use the Toad to get rid of it, even though the effect would be negated, and stop them from taking it. But if it doesn't target, then it doesn't matter.
What a tough situation.
Yeah.
We are going to use the effect.
Wait, I made a bunch of
I mean, we also have
jokes
Streak
with
and
Janet
attaching
over
it.
Oh my lord, my poor stream. Intermission play, intermission play.
Well, basically, it'll be unchallenged.
Shannon and she's gonna be my woman
Because
and all
it
of this
takes the
stuff.
dark
And then
fantasy.
I went in there, I was like, do you guys want to go to the shop with me and get talk or stuff? And she was there like, yeah, we'll go with you. And Emily was like, do you want to change? And I was like, yeah, I guess I'll change. And then Shannon's like, you put a bar on? And then Emily's like, why are you staying?
I mean, they're nice. How can you not? You know?
Okay,
How
bye.
can you not stare?
Okay, bye.
It's like flowers.
I love you.
Admire them.
Generally, the deck only plays
I love
one,
that
so having
woman.
it beneath the Pearly Monster, not good.
I love when she
And
closes
we
the
also
door
get a
though.
Sleepy memory attached. That's going to help Dinka kind of recover cards. I mean, he's a very strong player. There's 2 sleepies on it, so it's going to recover quite a few cards here. And he's going to pass turn. All right.
All right. So the Toads are now live.
Top deck into a 1-for-1. Draw 2 for the standby phase, or each of the copies of Sleepy Memory. Main phase. If Javon's able to kind of do the crazy amount of summons he's been doing the last game, there's a good chance he could take this one. Especially with the Toads live now.
Yes.
This is rough.
5,200 defense, and I believe that he's kept all of the Xyz monsters out of Javon's graveyard, so he has nothing to equip to just get huge. That's one of the things you could do in this situation normally, is just get really huge.
Where's the Dark
and attack
Knight?
over it, and then double attack and win through the armored Xyz and full armored Xyz.
Yeah, there's a
But I don't
bunch
think
of
he has-
Xyzs in the
He
graveyard.
does have.
He does have a
He's got
few.
Crystal Zero. I don't
Yeah.
think it's big enough though. I think it only gets you to 40 something.
Is he going to be able to play that 1-for-1 to generate the advantage? We're going to go for 1-for-1. We're gonna throw
1
Xyz
for
Remora.
1, throw away the Remora.
Okay.
Dinka did not pick up an Ash on either of those 2 draws, so that's,
Well, that's very
fortunate.
lucky.
Okay, this
One
is the
for one's gonna be Beautiful
princess.
Princess. Now, straight Pearly Street only protects you on the turn your special summon, so the targeting protection isn't there. X-Pearly Noirs, internal protection for having 5 materials is the only thing that's working right now, so that's protection from activated effects.
So we went into the Tuneful Princess into the Buzzsaw Shark, attempting to summon a monster from the deck.
It's going to succeed, and that's, I believe, Lifeless Leaf Fish.
I believe Lifeless Fish also kind of acts like a little bit of a avarice almost, like to be able to put cards back to draw an additional card.
So it's negated because of Buzzsaw Shark.
Yep. We're making a 4 here. What 4 do we make? Dweller? Nah, Dweller doesn't do anything, does it? No, okay.
Those 2 are going to make
Dweller.
Abyss Dweller, one of those rank 4s that causes problems.
But I'm not sure if that does anything against this
Yeah.
field.
Oh, it does. It gives 500 extra attack points to all.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
it's just
right,
the
that's right. So
buff.
it's gonna be
So now it's going to use full armored Xyz here. Equip another shark on there, so that's 52 plus 500 more.
Yeah, 57.
But is the Abyss Roller going to be able to stop the follow-up? Is there enough damage to go through here?
Well,
at
he's still
75.
got armored Xyz in his hand
Yeah.
as well, which represents a double attack.
We armored Xyz now.
We're going into battle.
Oh, he's not using double attack.
Why?
57. Wow. Just going to attack over that monster. That was a bit surprising.
It's 5,700 attack points.
How many materials is that? Is that 7? Or is that... it's 7. 7 materials, so we could technically get rid of one of the monsters while still be immune to... Yes. That's why the material count is so important. Because otherwise the Toad would be able to negate it, but now it's still safe from the Toad.
So it's still
Yeah,
got 5.
unfortunately, that's not going to do anything. However, there's more to be played here. Let's see if... Toad effect from the graveyard is going to be able to add back a water. Yeah. And he's going to choose for the Stealth Kraken.
Put the
Stealth
Kraken back.
Yeah, losing the Dark Lancer was tough.
Yeah, this is a huge misplay now.
I mean, now we're a bit safer from the Epirelli. The Epirelli's not going to activate anything at this particular point. It's very dangerous. You get it stolen from the Totally Awesome. What about they're up to now? I mean, Devon really kind of lowered his hand count now. A lot of his most powerful extra deck monsters are now attached under the X-Pirelli Noir. Now, what would you do in this position?
I don't think he's. So one thing to check is whether or not you're locked into water monsters. I believe he is because
Yeah,
it's
Bust
Shark.
Shark might have locked him in.
No, it's Xyz monsters. Oh, Xyz monsters. So he's
Yeah.
trying to go for Zeus, I assume. Because he would need to finish an attack properly to do it.
He just needs to battle.
Surely we're waterlocked.
Which one are you going to be overlaying on top? Of course, it's going to be the Mr. Weather being
Yeah.
totally off is really, really strong. Xyz lock is okay.
Yeah,
I mean, the whole deck
it's
is
still
Xyz.
tough though because Noir has too many materials.
Well, Armored Xyz.
What do we Armored
You're gonna see
Xyz?
the Armored Xyz played.
Yeah, he's waterlocked. That's what they're checking right now.
Yep.
It hasn't been enough turns.
Yeah, Ice Barrier's restriction does last a little bit longer than usual.
Yeah, a lot of things have happened, but this is still the third turn.
When a card says your next turn, if you activate on the current turn, if you end the current turn, that does not count as the next turn. Very crucial wording. Yeah, so that Zeus will not be able to come out.
Yeah. That's concede from Yavan.
Which, I mean, it's a pretty powerful search effect from the graveyard, though. So.
It is, it is. So
Nah, it's
goodbye
too
to the,
restrictive, too
Zeus
restrictive.
Sky Thunder.
All right, so they're checking up on the text of the Ice Barrier there. Everybody's read it at this point. It is, in fact, until the end of your next turn, which is unfortunate. So
Yeah.
usually what we just do that is we just revert.
But why don't we take a look at, like,
Revert to
the
the,
field
last
from Dinkham? Dinkham Fam has been able to recover from a board thanks to the Dark Ruler. If
Yes.
it wasn't for Dark Ruler, I think the whole game would have swung in Javon's favor.
It was probably over, except he had Dark Ruler.
Dark Ruler kept him in the game. Not only kept him in the game, he was able to recover. And I know it was like a very tight rope to walk because there was just like additional disruption that came from Javon.
Yeah, he had exactly enough basically to get
Yeah,
there anyways.
it was just
Like Javon's full armored Xyz of the Kraken. That was a really good play.
Yeah.
That set him up pretty well. I wonder if there's maybe an earlier point that you use the Kraken there to stop Dinkham from getting back all of the stuff.
And
Like for example, maybe you use it to blow up the second Pearly before it becomes an Xyz monster, so that he doesn't get 3 cards back.
but he managed to recover because he let the card basically be destroyed with the one that was an Xyz, and then he recovered 3 additional spell cards from the graveyard and continued to play. I mean,
Yeah,
that's, a scary
that's
part
why
of
I'm
my
saying
front.
destroy the one that isn't the Xyz so that you don't give them back all the spells. Right?
Maybe he took a little too long. Maybe it was a little bit too patient. I mean, that's the hard part about competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, which is like you don't always wait for the best timing. Waiting might not be the best timing.
Yeah.
You might have to actually preemptively take the initiative and get rid of certain cards.
So there's you have to be able to understand what a particular setup of materials on the field represents. For example, if your opponent has 4 monsters on the field, that could be an Appaloosa, or it could be a Saryuja Skuldra. It could be anything that you can make with 4 monsters on the field. But in general, you got to figure, okay, if they have 4 monsters out, they can Appaloosa in here. So this might be my last chance to use monster effects that interact with them. So maybe I just got to play it right now, even if it might not be the best chance, because it might be the only chance.
Yeah, that's right. I think. Oh, and like I think there's a lot about the modern format of Yu-Gi-Oh where there's a lot more cards that you want to take the initiative to do this kind of play. Like previously, like the way I was talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, is like, oh, you gotta wait for the best time. You want to chain it when they activate the card so that they don't
What's
get to
that?
use the same card again.
It's in the car.
The last 2 formats have proven that
Yeah, in the
that
console.
particular line of thinking
No.
might not always work.
No, it's in
So
my
for example,
car either
there was a
way.
time when you used to play all your search cards in the main phase.
Yeah.
But then after Draw and Lockbird started becoming a lot more popular.
It's in my car.
If yours happened to be a quick play spell, you're going to play that in the draw phase.
Yep.
Now, just in
The
case,
only
even
one
if it's
I've
not a
been in
full
the
Draw and
past
Lockbird
week.
is being played. You just do it just in case.
It's in the center console.
So annoying,
The
John.
wanted
You're
reasons
welcome.
with the, that sort of-
But yeah,
So
it's
annoying.
But then people also kind of move
Check
back
to make sure we have
the
onion.
main phase for that card because you can chain it to the Draw and Lockbird and you can kind of min-max.
Is there anything
Yeah,
I
also, if you
forgot?
have a second search, for example, you play the first one and then chain to the Draw and Lockbird.
Yeah.
Cheese!
That way you can actually kind of bait out the Draw and Lockbird from the future turn so that you're not going to be that disrupted overall.
So a lot of different timing things. And this is part of why it is not enough to just goldfish your deck and practice combos and that sort of thing. Like you need actual live competition in order to do this.
That's right. And so,
Why are we paused so long?
It's going to end.
Oh, what happened?
The match will be over in a 2-0 victory for Dinkham.
Yep.
In this case, it's upgraded to. But there's a chance that something like this may have happened in round 1 and received a penalty for it previously. And so in this case, it's upgraded to a game loss. And the match will be over.
Oh.
Received a penalty for it previously in the past. So we don't know what happened in round 1.
Zeus.
Yeah, so penalties tend to get up.
Upgraded to a game loss for Javon on his attempt to do the summon of Zeus.
Yeah, so penalties tend to get upgraded if.
Loss for Javon on
Ooh. That's a rough way for that to end. Oh my god, we got a plunder player with the gloves too. The mad lad. He's losing bad though. What does plunder do against you, Bell?
Tunnel vision a little, I think. One of the things that can help, I know not all players
We
do
got,
this,
we
but
got
one
Johnny versus Michael D.
to stop. Fortunately, it looks like there's 2 copies of Ghost.
Oh, I am not watching this match.
A mysterious card.
Those 2 decks, that's a negative from me. Okay, Tempai branded Chimera. We'll
back
watch
to
this one.
Different types of decks. 228 games with some of the other decks in
Short amount of time.
Orange sleeves. I respect it. I respect it.
If this lands, and the monster's able to fetch another card out of the deck. This is either going to be Burfum or Gazelle. If it's Gazelle, maybe we're going to see a different extra deck line of play, but if it's Burfum, we're going to be locked into fusions. It's going to be Burfum because it adds 2 cards.
Burt format.
It's going to. So this is the danger about letting your opponent go first. As a Chimera deck, you're able to rip cards out of the hand and minimizing resources. But Ryan, who's playing Tenpai, needs those resources to actually initiate a good, a good turn.
And choosing to go second really kind of gives it away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Unless, you're doing something like Deception did at the last YCS, where he's going second with something completely different like that Adventure Horus deck. And in fact, that might be something to look at as you're playing in this format, right? Like, pick a deck that wants to go second that isn't Tenpai, so that you get people on the wrong foot when you choose to go
Look at the
second.
QCR
Surprise them when they choose.
Chimera.
But now we're going to get a pretty big chain link. We're going to put the Chimera as chain link 3, which is...
Ooh, okay, we're gonna Magnamut here.
One of Magma. That's tough.
And Magma banishes out of the Mirror Sword Knight, so Mirror Sword Knight is not going to be able to negate that Magnemut. However, we're still going to be able to get the search with the Gazelle. We're still going to be able to rip a card out of the hand.
I'm gonna trigger the Magnamut here. Get the search.
In this particular game, because you get to search for any dragon card.
Now, is there a universe where maybe you just negate the... Oh, it's got to be on the field, right?
It has to be on the field. Mirror Sword Knight has to hit on the field. That's a bit unfortunate, but it is a very powerful card nonetheless. Chimera is going to activate. So, Chain Link 1 is going to be the Magnemut, and then Chain Link... It's not even going to be... It's a separate chain entirely, because both of those... One's a trigger, one's an ignition. But this is what they're discussing right now. Now, there are 2 6s on the field, 2 level 6 monsters, and depending on whether or not Garrett's playing a Melodious package, that could change up how the extra deck is constructed. But we're going to activate a regular polymerization, that's going to be an illusion, and are we going to go for Perfumit? Yeah, yeah. We're going to go... So it can be any of the 3 types, but they just need different, and that's going to be Perfumit. We're going to send to the graveyard Yabelze into the graveyard, which is really, really strong.
Yes, that's very good here.
Fuck that card.
They have that quick play Sandgen spell, right? That they would not be able to play at all.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's anti-spell.
Oh, we're going to be down a few cards, but Ryan's going to be able to get a search for any dragon, which is very powerful. But what I want to kind of...
Oh, there's
Oh,
Ooh, that hurts. But
the Sanguine.
did he forget to add a card?
I think he forgot to activate Magma.
Did he forget to activate Magma? That is going to be...
He didn't declare it until after he had gone back and used the Chimera Fusion to add back effect.
I thought they were just debating, but this is a huge play here because
What?
The summon of
How do you
Transcendent
forget to
Transcendent
Magnamut?
Going into Transcendent Dragon. But we're going to go into attack first because we're trying to...
The other thing is, doesn't...
So we're going to go into damage step. We're going to activate Chandra. Chandra's going to summon another monster that's going to be...
Damage step.
Hydra's effect is going to add Sangan Summoning. Oh, Sangan Kaiman into the hand.
Okay, okay.
Very interesting. That's going to destroy the Burfomit.
Yes, that's the attack from Magma.
I'm a little concerned about the timing of certain cards here, but we are in this current state, and we are staring down a lot of damage right now.
Now I'm thinking about the life points here. Is that Ghost Girl, is that the one that also does damage when the monster leaves the field?
Yes.
Yep.
But we never took the 2000 there from Nightmare Apprentice being fused off.
Yes.
Oh.
Technically, you don't even need that much for reaching.
That's what I was thinking. Like, he doesn't need all of these cards because of the 2000 from...
Yeah. Judge. Judge. Judge.
If
This is the thing that's insane about the YCSs at the moment. Like, how do some of the judges miss some of the stuff that's happening?
opportunity on the effect Chimera.
Like, yeah, we missed the Magnamut, but
You can probably summon back even more
that's
cards.
2k damage.
But if Transcendent Dragon comes onto the field now, the entire battle phase is locked out. Not only that, there's also a Sangan Kaiman in hand that can chain in case the Diabelze would be summoned onto the field with the other Chimera in the graveyard.
Yeah, you needed to get that...
Yep.
Yeah,
the Diabelze out.
More damage, more
Now
damage.
Before we got to this particular position. Like, this is what I mentioned in game, like, round 2, when you have to preemptively activate certain cards to prevent scenarios from coming up like this, and it is happening exactly like a lot of missed opportunity.
Okay, we synchro. Yep.
The Biden Dragion is going to target, and we're going to activate Imperm to target the Biden Dragon. I don't know if that is going to be a good play, because that could be chained to, but that is going to go through. And don't forget, that is also a tuner synchro dragon, correct?
Okay.
Now, the monsters now are too small. Nightmare Apprentice cannot be destroyed by battle. Neither monster would be destroyed, so we're going to summon the Nightmare Apprentice back through the effect of Chimera. And we're going to get the Search of Illusion. Ooh, Chain of Forbidden
Droplet.
Through the Lightning Storm, and that's going to negate it, and also negate the battle protection as well.
Yep.
And that's key. It's going to get Apprentice off of the field.
We get to attack, then
We have multiple synchros. If we can collect the
and a
attacks,
battle
one
step, we
damage
can sync.
higher damage.
Another synchro summon into Biden Dragion.
Yep.
That is attacking for game. That is very unfortunate. There's no response once the level 10 comes out.
Nice.
Many, many opportunities to kind of prevent that.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that he didn't see Diabelze come out a little earlier.
Yeah, it was a mandatory card when it comes to this matchup. Ryan takes game number
Yeah.
1.
Bad playing from both players on that occasion.
Nightmare Apprentice, Edge of Chain, one of my favorite openings for this one.
Good one.
We're gonna see a follow-up with the
Edge Imp, that's sick. Mourner
We're not gonna
again.
get the best search. However, they're still gonna be able to search for the fight for Patchwork and get a polymerization. And that's still.
Let's see if we remember to burn for 2K this time.
Nothing on resolution. There is no Jordan Lockbird.
Patchwork.
Okay, patchwork. Patchwork
I mean,
effect.
It's supposed to bury their opponent through card advantage.
It's the exact opposite of the other one, which is just bury your opponent.
Yes. Oh,
he doesn't have the cards?
he's holding the
He's
other
got
copy
the other
of
one.
the
Oh,
chain.
no.
Okay, hold
Oh,
on.
no.
There is, I believe, a Chimera Fusion, so he can still use Chimera. Kind of get the play off the ground.
But he doesn't get the polymerization.
Yeah, that part is.
That's
Yeah, that's rough.
I don't think you have an option here. You have to Chimera Fusion. So we're gonna set the Engine Chain into the graveyard and the Nightmare.
Burn for
Apprentice.
2K.
There should be,
Damage.
just like last game, there should be the 2,000.
The 2,000 damage is coming through here.
Judge.
This hand is a little strange. I'm not gonna lie. Infinite Impermanence is going to target the Baphomet.
Brilliant.
Unfortunately, there is no Kotal in the graveyard. We're gonna pass turn. just
Yeah,
like this.
that's not good.
That's
And
lethal.
there's a Magnabot opening
You
again.
just get the same hand.
I feel like it. I mean, that's a 1-up in the deck. But that actually could backfire. That potentially
can
could
it?
backfire. Because it's a Baphomet on the field, now that you have a banish card, you can summon the banished monster back onto the field, get yourself the additional search. So, not sure if that was the best option, but if you're getting that search Chandra, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, well, it depends on how this Baphomet is destroyed in battle, right?
Yeah, well, it just
Like,
needs to hit the
something
graveyard.
that doesn't make it hit the graveyard.
Yes, that would be a risk, but this is 10 Pi we're talking.
Or if they get Meteor Burst Dragon out first, for instance.
Meteor Burst Dragon, or maybe the
Meteor
Rock
Burst would be
Rose in the
sick.
Bounce it away.
To bounce it away, yeah, these are definitely options. And, oh, there's, looking at that hand, I don't think there's too much to go on here.
Yeah,
It's already
this
good for
is
the same
this
thing
is
as
done.
last time.
Yep, Sangan summoning, now we're going to be cleanly able to protect all of your fire dragons. So we're going to be adding a copy of Hydra, and we have to discard a card from hand. Did he forget to add back Chimera Fusion from the graveyard? Oh, it was negated. The name was negated. You don't have the name, you can't add it back.
Yes,
That's what
you
happened.
can add it back.
That's why it's actually crucial, even if you have to negate those cards. You get Sangan Kaiman into hand. The question is, he has a Chandra in hand already, so he could actually just take the 10. Go for the
Yeah.
Transcendent Dragon, and then just play Kaiman in the battlefield.
Yeah, I imagine that is.
Yeah, you have to discard before you start playing your other cards.
Yep.
Yeah, gotta be very careful of resolving the entire card text there. We're gonna special summon out the Chandra. I mean, isn't it a bit risky to just go for Magnum attack? Especially when we have Kaiman.
I think you could play it a little safer.
Yeah, it could have been a little bit safer starting with the
I mean,
Transcendent Dragon
if
first,
you remember
but
to actually
unless
take
there's
your
no
life point
dragon,
damage.
There's nothing in the graveyard that would pose a threat. The Baphomet, however, might have a timing to do something. But I don't think it's gonna be enough, personally. You know, the cards are on the table.
Shouldn't be enough.
We're attacking over it. So, now we do have an interaction in the graveyard.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is, again, it's going to be special summoning a monster from the banishment. And once it's summoned on the field, it's going to add. The question is, do you play the Candle? Or getting Corvus Total? That's a follow-up card that's not going to really
Interesting.
add too much to the permanent situation.
This is the assumption that he's going to survive this battle phase.
Yeah, it's a lot of optimism from Garrett.
Chandra's going to take no damage because we're going to Hydra is on the field, so Fire Dragons do not take metal damage. Just playing all these attacks. Going for the single summon play.
Yeah.
Going to go for a 7 with the Chandra and the Fadra.
One of the other keys here is those two attacks didn't do anything, but the important thing to note is that it adds to the count of how many attacks you declare this turn, and you have to get to 3.
Yep, and then you get to summon all your dragons from the graveyard, or the Dragian monsters back in the graveyard as a quick effect. That can happen at any point in the turn. Monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. These are illusion monsters after all. There's only one illusion monster, 2 illusion monsters technically, that can be destroyed by battle. One is the Avelze, and the other is going to be the vanilla monster, the normal monster.
Yep.
Well, it cannot be destroyed by battle.
We just need to make Moonlight here, right?
Count how many attacks are left over.
3 and 4,
That was the
Moonlight,
difference. We need 5 more attacks.
Bounce. Are we not
This is
playing
the
Moonbolt? We're playing
Queebolt.
Queebolt.
He's locked in Fire Dragon, so you cannot play Quibbolt there.
Yep.
Oh, there is no lock. It's just dragon.
Yeah, it's just Dragon Lock.
Oh, it's the protection. That's what we're thinking about. The protection is only for Fire Dragons.
Yeah, protections for fire dragons. I believe if you activate the effect of Biden Dragian, you are locked into dragons for that turn. But there are ways of people that kind of bypass it because it's still technically activated.
That's lethal because the 2K burn, they've forgotten.
Attack with Quibbolt should have been gained because of the 2,000.
Yeah.
Goes for it.
And they still have another synchro summon. And the synchro summon away the Biden Dragon come back, but of course we're going to see Transcendent Dragon. I don't think we're going to see the crazy number of attacks
Yeah.
coming from. There we go, it's game.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. You don't need to do that.
No.
Like the vast majority of games are over far before that would happen.
Unfortunately,
Far
this time around, I would say that Garrett didn't really have an opportunity to kind of
That was cool.
get his play off the ground. I think
Good job,
he
Brian.
had an opportunity if he had, because he was hit.
That's one of the best showings I've ever seen for, that's really convinced me, actually. Tempai's pretty cool. Oh, long break here. I mean, it was a very quick game.
Preferably
Very
associated with
quick.
the branded strategy. When I say that, I'm
We
talking
got
about
Bruce
like
versus
specific
Murat.
any differing options.
What are you two
Couple of times
playing?
we've seen that quite a few times in the future match area. You end the first game quite quickly. So
Next.
understand if you're gonna play.
Tempai vs Kashtira. Boring.
They are shuffling.
WCQ this year featuring the
Huh?
It
Okay,
looks
we'll
like
watch
one
this
on
game.
years old.
I mean, the design looks like one of the
Orcus
Character selection.
Yeah, character selection.
versus
That's right.
Vanquish.
I was a little surprised by how many people didn't know that the question mark is for random.
Yes, people might anticipate that. Oh, maybe there's another monster coming out. There's a
We
secret
saw
monster.
a lot of that. Saw a lot of that.
Yeah.
No, it's random.
It's random.
It's random select.
Or maybe you know how some of these games you can put a secret code in there and you get a special monster. I don't know. Okay, now moving back into the game, we have gotten summon of Dr. Madlove, and we are now into Ryzen. Ryzen's going to be able to add a monster. That's going to be his favorite card, Jiaolong.
Jiaolong, really huge for this deck. Just both the effects are good, and it's a fire monster, which is something you always needed more of.
Yeah, especially when Ryzen is one of the key starters of the entire deck. Jiaolong has been summoned onto the field. You'll reveal 2 fire monsters that can be able to search for any of the Vanquish Soul cards into your hand.
All right, that gets Caesar Valius. So we see the Razin, we see Ash Blossom, Caesar Valius is there, and if he's got a dark monster, which he will shortly.
That's got to be the Dr. Madlove. That may cycle back into the hand, perhaps? Or the Heavy Borger cycle back into hand.
So Borger goes back to hand.
Oh,
Set
I
one,
got a
set
glimpse of
two.
that trap card.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is what you think it is. Dr. Madlove returns to hand as well at end phase because of Stake Your Soul.
We're going to activate with Wanted.
So we got some deep Bellstar cards in here as well. I assume that's to get Jet Synchron.
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
And luckily, this is a one spell card that can banish itself out of the graveyard, so it won't walk you out of your Super Heavy Samurai plays. If you guys don't know, Super Heavy Samurai cards typically require you to have no spell or trap cards in the graveyard to play.
Pitching Clockwork Knight.
Clockwork Knight.
All
Wow.
right, this is significantly different than the deck list that I've seen coming out of our regionals, so we got to see how this goes.
Will that Clockwork Knight eventually just wipe the entire field? Because it doesn't turn everything into a machine.
It does.
It's going to be original.
Are we gonna make a bloody Chimera tech?
I mean, as Steven, we see a Clockwork Knight. You're going to be thrown off by this because you saw that Wanted. Okay, we're going to Jet Synchron, as you predicted. Okay.
Just because there are no bronze anymore doesn't mean getting Jet Synchron off of a spell card that's highly searchable isn't good anymore.
I mean,
it's still quite good.
Still really, really strong. And activating the effect of Wanted. That's going to put back the original. That's removing both spells. Now we still have one more spell, which is going to be the Clockwork Knight.
Clockwork Knight is the challenging one to get rid of.
I mean, putting spell cards into the graveyard, that's a very risky move if you want to get that started. But now it's gone.
There it is. He's got the...
Gonna discard the Armageddon Knight for that. We'll get yourself a nice little search
There we go.
for a Nerf machine.
Now we're good.
Right, the graveyard has been cleaned up. And good luck playing through this. It's going to be, there can be only one.
Well, if he's got removal, that's maybe not a spell. 'Cause that's the issue, right? Like, you want to play your Cosmic Cyclone or whatever to get rid of that. But then that's a spell that has no way to get it out of the graveyard.
I mean, there is a certain card you can try, perhaps. But I don't think this is the hand to do it. This is going to be a very, very rough position to kind of come out of. The whole deck is mainly just machine. I mean, it's Orcus, machine, super heavy, machine. If you only play one of your machines, what can you go into?
Well, Deep Bellstar is already used. She's a spellcaster. And Armageddon Knight was Warrior.
And we're picking up our cards.
Not going to do.
It seems like we picked up our cards, and
Damn.
with it, there can be only one takes it for game one. Wow, that was
Pretty strong opening from Santoli, too.
We did not get to see the actions of a super heavy samurai, Orcus.
We did not.
That's
That
sad.
was probably one of the most devastating cards you can use against that deck.
It's
in the main.
tough. It's like some of the other stuff that they play isn't machines, but it's not necessarily the cards that you're trying to win with, right?
Yeah, and it's very difficult to kind of combo with them as well. I mean, they might be like pieces in the combo, but they're not the finishing board that kind of leads you there. You need more machines, and you can start with the machines right away. All the other cards essentially are unplayable.
It's interesting, though.
Dun, dun,
in
dun,
terms
dun,
of
dun.
How could you theoretically win a game while you're stuck under there could be only one? You could summon, Dia Bellstar plus one machine plus a Horus monster, for instance, and have a fairly reasonable army of stuff, dealing some damage there. But
I
he
mean-
just doesn't really do a whole lot else in that case.
I mean,
other than attack.
It's very unfortunate that he got locked out by there can be only one, because there are like monsters in the extra deck that would be able to destroy some trap cards,
Yeah.
such as like you added the scrap monster. I would assume scrap Ivern that could eventually feed into that destruction. But the moment it flipped up, this is what I mean by activating stuff preemptively, just to prevent stuff like that from happening. You don't have to wait for them to put the monster and then use the additional effect to send it to the grave. You just activate it right away, and then you don't even get a chance to even see that line.
It'd be interesting. So, like, to take there could be only one out. If we look at Santoli's field, like, how many different ways to interact did he actually have there? So he had Ash Blossom. He could get Caesar Valius on the field to probably use that. He could use Rocket the Vanquisher to put Razin on the field and use its ability as well.
Yeah.
So even without there could be only one, there was a lot of different things that Santoli could have done there.
I mean, it's like Steven's deck, like Vanquish Soul in general, is just one of those decks that,
probably outspeeds most other decks on the main phase. Like, it's so protected, and speaking of protected, we're going to be moving on to game 2 and see if we're going to
Game 2
on the Vanquish side. But this time around, of course, Alexander has a choice to choose to go for. Let's see if he takes it.
just saw a crash from the Nurburgring 24 hours yesterday.
And sometimes for those continuous trap cards that
That's a
kinda
brutal
lock you into
crash.
type attribute, those particular cards, you can keep them in going second because if your opponent's end field still have it.
Then Satoli's got Dimension Shifter.
Well,
Going
Steven
into
woke
the
up
first
today
turn.
and chose to
He's feeling
not let the
dangerous.
opponent in it. Yeah, exactly.
He's feeling very
Poor
dangerous today.
Alex.
Well, looking
All
at
right, well, Alexander's got the Wakaushi.
that's going to special summon out the Wakaushi. That's going to reset up a scale. That's going to be the big Monk Benkei. Monk is going to be able to add a card into hand. I mean, this deck is known to add cards into hand. And it's going to be safe from that drone lockboard while we're under that shifter. That is going to be the Soul Gaia booster. I know that this is an Orcus deck. You want that graveyard, so you basically don't have access to any of your Orcus cards.
The booster is special summon.
The cards being banished out of Orcus isn't too bad either, because most of the Galatea, most of the stuff in the extra deck, they want to put the banished cards back. Both of those will be banished because of Dimension Shift. Is choosing to sync or summon?
Yeah, so that's tough. So effects like Dimension Shifter override the regular game rules that say that things go to the graveyard, or
So
that
bullshit.
monsters that they go to the top of the extra deck.
But hold on, we are going to see some Orcus play here. That's going to be Orcus Harpora and the Omega. The Ciphering Lord Omega, that's going to go into Galatea. Galatea, like I said, even if it's banished, it's going to put it back, and we're going to reset up additional cards back onto the field. You're going to be able to set one of your Orcus spell or trap card. I believe it's going to be Crescendo. Crescendo is the counter trap. If you control, I believe, an Orcus.
Orcus.
You're going to be able to negate almost anything. Monster effects, spells, and traps.
It's been a while since I've actually seen Crescendo resolved. Also got a graveyard effect.
Yeah, Search a Machine, but I don't think that's going to come into play at this current moment while the shifter is still live.
Nope. All right, so Santoli is up, facing down one Galatea and a Crescendo.
That's not too true. Well, the timing of a counter trap does make a huge difference.
Oh, he's got Fenrir.
Ooh, what a powerful card to come down. We're going to attack. You're going to use the. We're using the effective banner. We're just going to attack over. I think he's just attacking over since it's not face down.
Still face up.
That turns off the Crescendo.
Now we'll see what he's got in main phase 2.
He does have a Pot of Prosperity. It's not Pot of Prosperity. I think that's a Take Your Soul.
It is Stake Your Soul.
We're getting
going
the
to
dark.
reveal the Phantasme.
Okay. Special summoning out the Dr. Madlove.
Madlove.
Adding the trap card.
And that is Vanquish Soul Snow Devil. This is one that gains effects based on how many of the attributes you reveal from your hand.
Lots of damage
all
going
things
through.
considered, you can make yourself protected, summon something, blow everything up, deal a bunch of damage all at once.
I mean, it is a very, very powerful trap card. Now, Steven's also under Dimension Shifter, so he's got to be careful if he chooses to link up. He even chooses to link anything up because there's not going to be any graveyard effect to re-add.
The
And we're gonna see
shifter.
some Ryzen going to add the Caesar Valius into hand.
Effect Raisin.
Protect, Xiaolong effect, summon itself out because you just, unlike most of the other particular Vanquish Soul monsters, Xiaolong needs another effect to have revealed to summon itself out rather than just jump out itself.
And see, Fenrir in this case is getting Rise Heart, which adds a fire monster to the hand to use for the other effects.
So we got an Earth, we have a Fire, and we know we have Phantasme. We have all three attributes required.
Yes, and the Mad Level will return to hand as well, assuming it's not used or something. All right, so Caesar Valius on the field. Xiaolong effect reveals 2 fires now that Razin is in the hand. Gets yet another Surge.
Search for anything, there's another Caesar.
So Caesar Valius, so that's the Earth monster.
This is a very scary field to stare down. Especially with no cards on the field, most of your setup that would have went into a follow-up is basically completely nullified through the Dimension Shifter.
He goes ahead and sacrifices the Mad Love to the Banish pile to make Rocket the Vanquisher. And it looks like he's got the ultimate one as well, which is pretty sweet.
They reveal 3 for the Caesar. That's going to be able to destroy that card, non-targeting.
And he takes out the Crescendo.
Now, because it's banished, you're not going to be able to banish it from the graveyard to add a machine. Disruption-wise, there's a lot. There's the Kashtira Fenrir. There's also the Caesar that you already know that has the 3 attributes required. We're going to start off with the Wanted. Wanted is going to add Dia Bellstar, the Black Witch. Card advantage on Steven's side. Steven just shows up why he was the previous winner of YCS Indianapolis.
So pitches one Diabellstar, some of the other.
Okay.
It's an interesting.
You know, kinda getting bored.
Stark's going to discard the Happy into the graveyard. That's going
This tick plays Horus. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Steven won. Steven's too powerful. Oh my god, what is the next guy wearing?
And Hunter. Let's look at.
starting with the opening play, hitting by...
Ooh,
hit by
Melodious.
By Ash Blossom. Followed up with first movement solo. Now, so Hunter's running an actual, like, straight up Melodious deck.
That's right.
Which we've seen doing well in the Nationals and the Regionals.
I mean,
You know, summon that looks like Arya.
Chaos
yeah,
Tornado,
Arya's
first
life
move
very,
with
very safe.
Arya.
Can't target any of the Melodious
Yep.
monsters.
Arya, because
and
we got
they
the
can use
normal
that
of
protection.
refrain.
Oddly specific.
Oddly specific. And they can still be destroyed by card effect. Which is like, okay, but just have to check for that one last bit of destruction to kind of secure a safe field. We're going to see a summon of Refrain. Refrain is going to add get the couplet. Is
Couplet,
going to get the
couplet spell trap, get Concerto, activate Concerto,
even
use the
Mercurial,
refrain
summon
and
out
the
a fusion
couplet.
monster that is a Melodious. You're going to be able to rescale them onto the Pendulum Zone.
Oh, you can see this happening right now.
Like 1, 2, and like the chain link.
Yeah,
that is a monster.
Baka.
Or you can correct my pronunciation. Is it Baka or Baka? It's Baka.
It's Baka.
They are all based on
Music, musicians,
composers. Composers.
That's right. That's Baka. Baka's going to be able to summon out a Melodious monster from the deck. I mean, that card is just so powerful. I mean, Ostinato has been placed into many other decks as well, just for the sheer power
For example,
alone.
Zachary's deck.
Yes.
Zarbon,
There's
open my
I
hatch.
mean, that open
Open a bit of dual link, that
is just
Dokkan.
ridiculously powerful. Ostinato's not once per turn, so if you get hit by an Ash Blossom, you have a second copy. Well, this is going to be tough luck.
Baka's going to go ahead and summon. Is that Shohana?
That
Elegy.
could be Sonata.
Sonata.
It's a Sonata.
And they are linked off with Bloom Harness.
Yeah, Bloom Harvest.
is very powerful. Gonna get spend 1 card to summon up 2.
Discard the
I
refrain.
think that trade. That trade seems worth it. And of course, when the copy of Baka goes into the graveyard, it's going to summon out another Melodious from the graveyard. Baka is just one of the strongest Melodious monsters I've seen ever.
It's real good.
It's a really, really powerful
real
monster.
good.
Not only that, it offers protection for your Melodious cards, especially your fusions. They can't get their activated effects negated.
All right, so these 2 are going to fuse.
That's going to be Schuberta. That is basically a triple DD Crow.
And then these 3 cards are going elsewhere. And they are fusing off into the Bloom Harness.
Yes, Flowering at 12.
Sorry, Flowering at 12. Yes, the
Flowering
new
at
one.
12, the new one.
Yep.
The new one from Legacy of Destruction.
I mean, that particular card can also help dodge very powerful disruptions from hand, such as the Rock of Nibiru, Nibiru the Primal Being. Just banish everything.
It's
Just
a real
come back.
heavy defensive board. Like it's surprisingly hard to get through this, especially when you can lose multiple cards from your graveyard all at once, and then Arya is still sitting there the whole time. So you're not running over
Yep,
this. And you're not
Arya's
getting
just happy
card
to be
defense.
here.
The chink in the armor is Regaki or Darkhold.
Yes. As we mentioned before, they're not protected from card effect destruction. There's also another card that's also very powerful against this, which is Forbidden Droplet. A non-target negation. Turning off Arya essentially turns off the rest of the protection. It opens up the field, so that you can tackle into it.
But it's got to be Droplet because both
Excuse
of them
me.
target.
Yeah, Droplet's
right.
very good
And
against
I believe
Melodious.
you see a Concerto activate onto the scale. Not
Oh.
the card that you want to see in the opening hand. If you're playing the Melodious as, I guess, an engine or a little side
That's
package,
rough.
and we're going to get the Concerto added. That's going to thin out the deck. I think that's just mainly for deck thinning for the most part. Not the card that you want to play with actively, but you're seeing the activation of a Concerto.
Interesting. So we have the refrain in hand.
Able to use it off. One's going to hit the graveyard for sure because they're not on the field of view. Get rid of pendulum cards from the hand. They don't actually go back to the extra deck. They actually go to the graveyard.
Ah,
That's going
okay.
to put Chainlink 1 as Baka. Chainlink 2 is going to be Couplet, basically rescaling. I'm calling it rescaling, but being placed back
Yeah,
on the
summons
field.
refrain.
And that's going to summon a refrain from the deck. That particular effect is very dangerous because
This
you
is
can't
just
use an
link
Ash Blossom on
material.
Baka will not be affected by that because it cannot get its activated effects negated.
Yeah, it's the activated effects of fusion monsters.
Yeah, the fusion monsters, that's right.
Yep,
But you still
Link
can't get hit
2.
by infinite impermanence because it negates the entire card and the protection.
Lin.
And I believe that's the Light Charm.
Yeah, it's Lina.
It's Lina.
Melina.
You go ahead and use that triple DD Crow. There it is. All 3 cards are out.
That's devastating. I mean, Concerto would have been able to draw a card, but not now. Not this time. I mean, so far, we've only mainly seen the Melodious side of Zachary's deck. There's still the Snake Eye part. Okay, we're going to see this. Wow, this is actually mostly Melodious. So
Yeah,
we're going to
Ulmira.
continue with a fusion play here, which is going to be through the effect of Soprano.
Yep, summon.
Oh, we're linking up instead. Okay.
What is that?
The Caster's Curse.
And that is Exceed the Pendulum, I believe.
Oh.
Be able to add the card back into hand, and
It
now
is
we're going to summon
Exceed.
the Pendulum Scales. You get both. You can just activate the card after all. One that you just added back. You don't have to special summon it, or rather you can't because you don't have both set up
Yep,
yet.
just Pendulum Scale.
What kind of position would Zachary be in right now?
Yeah, I assume he's just trying to do as much stuff as possible.
I mean,
Before playing whatever the 18 cards that are Snake Eye Ash he's got.
I mean, this is the all-important game 3. You got to make sure that you get that safe landing. There are ways for Zachary to set up an Appaloosa, perhaps. We're gonna see the
Diabell. Pitching
And
an
that'll
imperm. Ah, Valard!
Yeah. You're not gonna be able to set one.
Yeah,
Likely
if
the
you
original.
keep him away from Snake Eye Ash, then all of this is for naught.
Yep.
That's it.
As
Then
long as
cards
it's
in
a support
hand.
package. or forcing.
What are we
that
doing
first.
here? We can link
I'm not sure if there's a
4.
strong follow-up after this
Access?
particular
Is that
match.
access doesn't
You
do
have
anything, does
Exceed
it?
The pendulum, or exceed the pendulum, rather. And there is a, well, Diabellstar the Black Witch. SP Little Knight won't do anything here because none of those monsters can be targeted at this point.
So card in hand is
Are you
Warner.
pendulum summon first, or are you just trying to link off even further? And remember, the fusion monster is still in wait. Like, if anything really unpleasant happens, it can all just go back to hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. And we are seeing
Access card, yeah.
I mean, that's a really, really good card, for sure. It's likely going to target the
Exceed, yeah.
It's got to be
So 5,300.
3 in this case, so 53.
And we're going to banish. We're passing priority. We're not disrupting it. And don't forget, you cannot respond to access code. Well, that the really strong point of access code.
Yeah.
It's going to destroy the Call by the Grave. Ooh, that
Are we
would have
not?
some level of impact for sure.
I think that's his only one, though, right?
And we
Gonna
are.
switch for Zelantis.
Ooh,
Oh.
All right, so that actually is meaningful. That can just banish everything and then bring it back. Gonna go ahead and use the effect of the fusion.
That's going to banish everything. Well, it's going to bounce back at the Zelantis, and he's going to choose the banish. And that is
Yep.
that secures the game for Hunter. Pure Melodious.
Pure Melodious takes it. Zachary has no
Very
idea
nice.
to stake what this
What a powerful deck. Okay, I'm just gonna scroll. I was like, oh, I can like fast forward. Now, people like getting in their seats now. Come on, surely got a good game coming up somewhere here.
Lake is from Edmonton. His favorite card is Promethean Princess, Bestower of
Scrub, Snake Eyes.
Santier. But he does have 2
Oh,
additional
no,
alternatives to put on the
Kashtira,
field. I'm
okay.
curious how he prioritizes
The Kashtira,
dealing
Snake
with
Eyes.
this Diabellstar.
I don't care for this. Just
Obviously,
banish
everything's up.
decks.
As strong as Kashtira is, it is harder for them to deal with bigger monsters that have those cool negation effects like Skull Guardian does. Again, really the strength of Kashtira effectively is the fact that not only are they
What's this little segment?
To be competing at YCS, it feels amazing. It's incredible to be in a room with thousands of people who
Oh,
share the same
regional
interest that you do,
qualifier.
and win or lose, it's
The
great to
Cybernetic
meet people
Revolution
along the way,
shirt.
meet some great people and just make some great memories this weekend.
Competing out at YCS is one of my favorite things to do. It's my first one this year. I've been going to YCSs probably for the last 10 years now, on and off. I took a little bit of a break last year, so this is my first YCS back since my break. So I'm really excited for this one in specific. It's been a really long time since I topped the YCS, so I'm really hoping to have a successful one this time.
It feels great. It's been like 5 or 6 years since I've really gotten back into YGO, so it's nice to be here at a national tournament instead of just a regional, so it's even bigger, even more fun.
It feels really great to be competing at a YCS. This is actually my first one ever.
Wow.
Always kind of growing up, I went to one regional as a kid and didn't get into the competitive scene again until about 2 years ago. So this is the first opportunity that I've had to travel and actually come to a YCS. And I mean, it's awesome. The place is incredible. The venue's awesome. Being here with friends is super cool. And especially seeing people that I've only kind of met through Discord and actually getting the opportunity to sit and talk and meet them face to face is just awesome. And it's really cool how kind of this game brought us all together.
That's so wholesome.
It feels amazing to be competing at a YCS. I've had a competitive bone in my body since I was 13, and being at a big event like this as an adult, it just really it brings that back out of me and makes me feel like a lot younger again. I may only be 31, but even that little bit of competing helps a lot.
The feeling of competing at YCSs are great. It's always a good time seeing familiar faces. I would say that I'm a vet. I've been competing since YCSs were known as Shonen Jumps. I've topped a lot of Shonen. I've topped
Can
2
you
Shonen
say
Jumps
that?
and 10 plus YCSs. So I'm looking for that first win to get off my back, and I'm just excited to be here.
So this is the 4th YCS I would be competing at, and I feel like this is the one where I'm bringing the best deck that I've ever played before. So I am very excited to be playing in this one. I've experienced playing at YCS before, so I feel like I've run out most of the nerves. I feel like I have a good chance of performing pretty well this one.
So I did fly here all the way from Israel, a long flight.
Wow.
My friend here, Eric, they were the one who suggested it, and I was like, yes, I'm so on board. Let's do this. It's going to be so fun, and I'm really excited to be here. I'm really happy about it. It feels so good to be competing right now. This is my first YCS ever. I feel really good. I feel really excited to play. I want to see how well I can do, and maybe, improve on that for my next big major events.
This is the first YCS I've competed in a very long time because I'm usually wearing the judge jersey. So I'm usually on the other side, taking the judge calls, answering, making sure all the other players here are having an enjoyable experience. So I'm really looking forward to it, being able to get back and playing and being a player instead of a judge. I'm really looking forward to that this weekend is a lot, actually.
So I've been to quite a few YCSs, and competing
Hey.
at YCS is always a lot of fun. It's always a lot of energy, and being able to just meet other players, and it really is about all the friends that you meet along the way. We always bring this up because it's one of those things where when you go to an event, half the battle is doing the event, the other half is just like making sure that you
Chill
meet
him at
everyone or you see
Stan.
everyone that you haven't seen in forever. So it's always an electric weekend. I'm excited to play.
There you go.
no shot at making it.
Next
5 wins.
feature.
Also, I mean, I was
be playing with it. Playing game number 1 in round 8.
pretty high.
Oh, wow, what a
Sort
matchup.
of a draw there, but here we go.
Yeah, let's watch this. This could be good.
Got those Snake Eyes Fanbird Dragon sleeves even.
I mean,
From,
she's
YCS
sporting her
over in Japan.
Oh yeah, I'm even sporting her favorite card. Normal summoning of Beckoning Beast. As you can see, it is a U-Belt versus Melodious match. I don't think we had this matchup yet.
Yeah, I have not seen this one before. I
Yeah,
don't actually know how
new.
this plays. But we will find out together.
So we get Opening of the Spirit Gates from the Dark Beckoning Beast. I mean, that's the card that you definitely want to open with, and they get another copy of Dark Beckoning Beast into hand. However, are we going to get the additional normal summon of a 0/0 Fiend? I think likely that's going to be the case. Normal summon out Beast from the extra normal summon. That's coming from the Dark Beckoning
Yep, we
Beast.
can link 2.
That is
What do we make? Oh no, we're overlaying.
Yeah, this is going to be Gin Buster.
So we see some Gin Buster. Maybe a little bit of nerves there.
Aww,
Monster.
Jenny's so nervous.
And, ooh, we're going to activate Nightmare Throne.
There
one
we go.
One of the best cards in Legacy of Destruction.
There we go. My first pack of Legacy of Destruction was a Nightmare Throne.
That card is very, very powerful. It just helps the U-Belt deck extend so much further, gives him so much consistency, and that's going to go into Samsara D Lotus. We're going to be destroying that card rather than adding it to hand. I mean, the flexibility is nice.
It's extremely flexible.
Now, Opening of the Spirit Gates is going to activate. That's going to discard a card, and she's going to be able to summon the Lotus back in the graveyard. Ooh, that is wow.
That's rough.
What
Oh, the call by!
Like, Samsara D Lotus is the one card that you definitely don't want negated, and Jenny has it. Has the call by the grave to stop the Ash Blossom.
Yeah, you got to get that through.
Once that goes through, this is easily going to become a nightmare for Thomas.
It's a Nightmare Throne.
Oh,
the Imperm as well.
Imperm's going to hit the Spirit of Yubel.
Now, there is an additional effect from the Opening of the Spirit Gates. If you guys
You
don't
can't
know.
believe it.
Yeah,
We've already seen 2 or 3 effects
Yep.
out of there.
But so far, if you do control a level 10 monster, you get to add back a continuous spell from the graveyard. And that's going to get Nightmare Pain back as if the search was already there.
Yep, just does everything.
This is the term of playing through.
Nightmare
most of the
Pain,
disruption the opponent's
destroy
done. This is
Spirit of
genuinely
Yubel, search, grave,
This deck right now has a
Spirit
lot of possibilities for summoning
Trigger.
from the graveyard. Like, you have Nightmare Throne, you have the Spirit of Yubel. The Yubel monsters technically will summon the additional versions, the higher level versions out. Nightmare Throne can summon back one of those higher or lower levels that just went to the graveyard. There's just so much. Grave Squirmer, also another one. And then you start to go into the extra deck, and you get even more summons from the graveyard, either from the Muckraker, or you can even go through the Unchained Lord Gamma. There's so many graveyard summons now.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and resolve this chain backwards. So first, Yubel Terror Incarnate.
That's summoned through the effect of Nightmare Throne. You get to add
Nice,
higher or low level,
nice,
summon it out,
nice.
the summoning condition. And then Yubel got summoned out through the Spirit being destroyed, and we got through the Grave Squirmer. Grave Squirmer gets a free special as long as you control a Fiend monster. You can special summon that card out. And now we're going to be link summoning
The
into
Yama.
Unchained Soul Lord of Yama. Now this is going to set up the little mini Unchained engine for the Shavara, and you're going to be able to eventually end on a different Unchained Link monster. Now, as strong as the setup may be, I feel like having the Spirit of Yubel negated definitely stopped one additional interaction, possibly the trap card.
Yeah, so that's one thing that's noticeably missing right now is Eternal Favorite.
Some other cards in the deck. I mean, it is very powerful. More or less, that card functions like a super polymerization. That's why, and for
A
Yubel
bad
deck, the
super
progenitor
poly.
of all super polymerization. I mean, that card is just so strong because you have one monster that can just eat up the entire field.
So Unchained Shavara is going to target Yubel and destroy.
Excuse me.
And then Yubel's effect.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, summons the new Yubel from anywhere. So Terror Incarnate now hits the field.
Terra Incarnate is going to be used as material. Nightmare Throne ignores the summoning condition.
It does indeed.
No, everything here is proper. Because you can either add it to hand or summon to the field, and you can ignore it.
Yeah,
you can
so
ignore the summoning condition.
The trick here is looking at, well, did you ignore the summoning condition? Is it correct to summon? It's correct to summon from Yubel.
Yeah.
That's the normal way that you're supposed to summon it.
But if you're summoning it from the deck, it bypasses all of that.
Yeah.
Seems like the judges are now doing a little bit of confirmation onto Nightmare's Throne.
I'm not sure if the question is on Nightmare's Throne or on the summoning condition of Terror Incarnate.
What are they checking?
But like the Yubel one for sure is correct, and it seems like they have resolved it. It is correct. We are going to proceed
Yeah,
with the game.
it's obviously correct.
Now we are going to proceed into a link summon of the Shavara and the Terra Incarnate.
Yeah, so the text on Yubel Terror Incarnate is just must be special summoned by Yubel, and that's exactly what happened here. So it's all well and good.
Yep. And we get the Unchained Soul of Rage. Going to be able to perform a link summon using your opponent's special summon monster during your opponent's turn. And we are going to be adding the Abominable Chamber of the Unchained. Allow for additional special summon of Unchained cards. Lots of graveyard summoning coming from Yubel. And don't forget, one of the key winning conditions for Yubel would be that battle phase. Most of the damage would be reflected if you leave Nightmare Pain on the field.
I am getting a call. Intermission.
is that there's no
We
point
actually have to
where you
wrap
can
up
walk
stream now. I didn't realize it's almost been 2 hours.
So you can use
2
the
hours
full
of watching
complement of
people play Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyway, that's going to do us for now. We'll be back tomorrow night, actually. We're back tomorrow night. Probably for some Melody Memory. Anyway, good night.